All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. REMINGTOM Pod is live. We've still got a couple of more days to wait till the NBA Finals, but make no mistake, that will not stop us from watching some basketball. Chat, we're gonna find some way to watch some basketball, and I think IT has cooked up a good way to watch some basketball on a Tuesday night without the NBA Finals. Chat, we do know, of course, that the Thunder and the Pacers are set to return. It's been a second since either of these teams have been in the finals themselves. We know that the champions have been repeating. Some of the teams, there's been, like I said, with the back-to-back teams, not necessarily a lot of familiar teams in the championship matchups from year to year, the last handful of years anyways. But, again, these teams, just newer teams in general, and not necessarily one of the teams, like, again, we had Celtics, Warriors, Bucks, Lakers, like all of those teams that were winning, because I guess the Nuggets won their first title in the Raptors. So of this stretch where we've had it'll still continue this year as well too, with either the Pacers or the Thunder being in that spot. That streak of different year-to-year champions will continue. So I guess we'll have 3 new champions in 8 years. So that's not too bad. That's just under 50%. Is that like a dramatic swing in the odds? It's like 40, it's in like the 40s probably. Well, what? 3 out of 7's like some 40, low 40s% 3-point shooter. So 3 out of 8 probably wouldn't be ideal seeing it. If Steph Castle was 3 out of 8 from 3, we'd be like, okay, there's still room for improvement there. Wasn't his best game, but in terms of new champions, again, where we're getting those just dominant dynasty back-to-back, or more like super team-ish, I guess. So we went dynasty era to super team era to, people are going to say player empowerment and all that stuff, Chip. I don't know. There's got to be a better name for it as well, too. A better way to describe what the last, and now near decade as well, too. A whole decade of new champions, chat. That would actually be kind of cool, honestly. I don't know. What would be the most comparable? I know we've looked up, I guess, the kind of similar stretches before, but that merger section. But yeah, you would have had some teams, not necessarily going back to back, but still multiple teams winning several titles within that same span. Like, the Celtics, they win titles in 75 and 80, still like 5 years apart. Lakers in 79, 81, so 1 year in between. And then those Sonics Bullets teams as well too, battle in the titles. So you'd have the Pacers and the Thunder as new teams, and I guess the Thunder, of course, would be, and the Pacers as well too. But the Thunder, chat, the Thunder are going to be the team that are going to be slated to be more likely to repeat as we continue to look for that repeat champion. So who knows? Maybe it took 8 years, and then the Thunder will be that team, chat, or the Pacers. Who knows? But yeah, of course, the last time the Thunder were in the finals, chat, was 2012. Westbrook, Durant. Here we go. 11-12. The first time LeBron won the finals with the Heat. The main three for the Thunder, of course, the original main three that Presti had there with Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. And then the last time the Pacers, I guess and really the only time as well too, these franchises that have made the finals outside of this year, was the first time the Shaq and Kobe Lakers went to the finals as well too, the 1999-2000 season. And they ended up losing in 6. So unfortunately tonight, while the Pacers and Thunders fans can be excited about their potential championships, chat, they'll have to remember the fact that they didn't actually win championships either of these years that we look back. But of course, there was still some great games played here, chat. Of course, for the 1999 finals, I almost want to get the game fired up and just get going, chat, here. Let's see. Ayo. Let's get the series pulled up. I was scouring the old YouTube chat on the deep dive in the tube. Ayo. Trying to see. We were just trying to find basketball games. That's it, chat. We were just looking for basketball games, seeing what's available. They have the 2000 finals game 4. Lakers, Pacers. It says in the title from VHS tape, and it's all the commercial. So somebody literally just taped the whole game, and they put. I mean, that's the best. I mean, I guess if we're talking these old games, how else are you get? I guess maybe if you had screen recorded or DVR'd, when we moved the technology into actual DVR technology, maybe if you DVR'd, like the classic reruns, because that is true. I think, and maybe this is, well, I guess no, 2000 as well too. Broadcasting would be pretty in form at that point in 2000. I guess more the people recording the classic reruns would be like, the older 70s, 80s, whatever finals. And, the 80s, ooh. But just, again, the timeline older. It is what it is. But yeah, so the game 4, 120 to 118, is the overtime game where Shaq fouls out. Kobe, of course, has to lead the Lakers past the Pacers in overtime. And it's kind of the first big playoff moment. I guess here, I don't know if we start doing Lakers deep dive now, chat, but yeah, so we could watch this game 4 as well too. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're probably going to have to watch a Lakers win. See, the Pacers win in game wait, what game here is it, chat? Pacers do win. I mean, they take them to 6. So they get him in game 5, 120 to 87, and then game 3 as well too. But game 4 is the dramatic overtime game, and then game 6 as well too to close out the series is a pretty good game as well too, looking at the box score. Again, for 2000, shocker, chat. I guess, who knows if you're listening to the audio or you have a little bit of mystery of what we look like. But I was not there for the 2000 NBA Finals. Or I guess we were, chat. We would not have been there for the full season this year, but we would have made an introduction, I guess, at some point. So we just would have had no memory of the actual playoffs happening. But going back and looking at the box score, trying to track down a game, and I haven't gone back and rewatched any of these classic games either, because again, chat, with all due respect to the great Lakers franchise, it's not one of the first teams that were throwing on the classic game rewatches of. It's just what it is. Even Shaq and Kobe as well too, iconic players. Even this Pacers team, iconic guys. This Pacers team is actually like a fun team to go back and look at in history. I mean, yeah, the 30 for 30 is one of the great 30 for 30s. But this looked like a good game for the Pacers as well to bounce all the way around, because game 4, chat, with it still even being a dramatic game, like it'd still be a great watch. But unfortunately, our guy Jalen Rose only goes 5 for 16 in this game, 14 points. So I mean, Rick Smits helps carry as well too, 11 for 14, 24 points. I think maybe he started cooking when Shaq fouled out as well too. Would probably make sense. But game 5, you've got a good balance scoring from the Pacers all the way, or game 6, sorry. Good balance scoring from the Pacers all the way. I mean, you got Jalen Rose leading in scoring with 29, Miller with 25. Dale Davis gives you a 20, chat. Mark Jackson with the double-double, a 10 and 11. And a 10, a great Mark Jackson stat line, chat. And then the Lakers as well, too. I mean, you get 41 and 12 from Shaq, and then 26 and 10 from Kobe. So I guess there we go. I spoiled the game. But I think did time already spoil the game, chat? I think that maybe already happened. So, wait, is this game 6 here? Maybe I had 2 versions of game 4 in the YouTube history. Let me see. Are they going to give us ads for this? We watch YouTube ads and real ads? Let's see here, chat. Okay, so yeah, this is game 6 here. Okay, let's see. I don't know if this one has the ads, of course, in it, like the other one. That did seem exciting. Go back and check out what was life like in 2000, chat. I mean, everybody's gonna be like pre 9/11 as well too, and we're not saying that to disgrace the event or anything. I just, it's always, and it's, obviously a landmark event, but it is obviously one of the first things that people bring up when it's like, marking history as well too. Like you don't, and maybe with the way it changed, just again, sort of, everyday life. We weren't around for it as well too, chat, but you don't necessarily hear like pre-JFK, post-JFK or stuff like that, because that's one of those events as well too, where people would be, that's like a remember where you were at type of event, historic. People all are, always know about and of course, if we're going like full scope of American history or world history or whatever, like it is one of the events in the timeline of it being documented on video as well too. I mean, unfortunately for both of them, but obviously 9/11 is documented as well. But you don't You don't hear people talk about time like that. Like, oh yeah, there's life before the JFK assassination or life after. Or like Watergate or something like that. Again, it's really 9/11 is the one, chat, where it's like people are like, yeah, life before and after. So, it's a big deal. But and maybe it's also some of the events as well too where people would say that, yeah, it just time has moved on as well too, where rest in peace, chat. Maybe less of those people would be around. But again, for at least our era, there's other as notable. So I guess that would probably be, I don't know how you rank the generation, like most, like just events for a generation. Like that'd be an interesting power ranking just to figure out even where to start. But that would definitely be up there. 2000s finals, Lakers Pacers, chat. Where would that rank in events for the century? It's right off the bat. So first finals of the start of the century as well too. So it kind of works out. I don't know what the math is if we're calculating the NBA seasons, because obviously the next regular season starts in 2000. So that'd be this year would be the 25th anniversary of that season, but it's also the 25th anniversary of the finals. So maybe it's both, chat. Who knows? So 2000s NBA finals. Wait, I just got sound on. We've got sound on for this Rihanna music video, chat. They also had the Halo music video on. I don't even know what is Pluto running right now. It doesn't matter. I keep it going, chat. Whoever's doing the programming right now in this time block is just W's in the chat. But Shaq, of course, I guess now we could get spoiler alert and look at what we got. Wait, is Kobe? So we still got Kobe number 8 as well too. Afro Kobe, chat. Fro Kobe. Froby? I was like, wait, did we just think of a nickname? Well, I was like, there's a nickname there. Yeah, it was Froby, chat. Hey, yo, shout out to Froby Bryant. I don't know if we want to rank the most fun versions of it, but it is a fun one. It's definitely the most fun in 2K to play with. Well, and even still, like, I feel like for the real basketball nerds, some of the 2K basketball-y stuff that the older Kobe Bryants could do, where it was like, oh, the post-ups, chat, the fadeaways. Kobe's fadeaway is automatic in this, with his number 24 version. But some of the dunks and just the springiness and the athleticism, I mean, it's a video game, so there's going to be a little unrealistic sometimes to the what's going on with the dunking. But Kobe, it did seem like there was extra for Kobe. I don't know, chat. I don't know if it was, again, you look at the ratings. It's like that sometimes in real life where you look at the 40 times and you look at like play speed and you're like, oh yeah, the fastest guys on the field versus just in a straight line. But like the dunking ratings versus if there was like a secret anime, like, okay, the animators just love Kobe Bryant obviously, and they just feel like, okay, Kobe's gonna be the best just animated dunker in the game. But that I think maybe like 2K22 was our peak 2K, maybe 21, chat. Maybe it was mostly 2K21 and then a little bit into 2K22. I don't even know. We could do a cover check maybe. So is that Rose right off the bat, chat? So Jalen Rose, of course, all NBA in his time as well too. I mean, doesn't really get the credit for being one of those, like, and that's when you get a guy like Towns right now in Minnesota. I guess Jalen Rose has been in the finals. Towns, of course, is still yet to actually cross that round at this point. It's not at his credit. I mean, he's made the conference finals twice in a row. I'm trying to think of a better example, because again, it's the losing of the finals sort of, and it's unfortunate. You're not trying to bring it up to hurt a guy's legacy, but it's just it's obviously an accomplishment for anybody to advance this many rounds in the playoffs. So you run into a team like the Lakers, which I mean at this point as well too. We could go back and cook up some articles. Maybe we do that, chat. I don't know if we go to the. We'd have to go to Google and see, because Microsoft is not gonna give us any good research results. But Microsoft didn't even want to send us their chat. Hey, yo, can we go like 2000? Oh, here we go, chat. We were already looking. 2000 NBA Finals. What do we want? Like headlines, storylines. Let's see, chat. See if we can get some articles on what was going on. Oh, it's gonna give us some AI version of what was happening. Tiger Woods. Hey, yo, Tiger Woods and other trends as Pacers. Oh, this is actually from recently. I was like, Tiger Woods articles in 2000 is the first thing that pops up. Would make sense. Would not be surprised. Season review. Hey, yo, chat. I mean, we're reaching into the way back machine on the internet. So wait, isn't the Wayback Machine a website? That might actually be a decent place to look. I don't know. I think, do we have page 2 saved as a tab in here? We go to page 2 and see if that, maybe that was like 02 though, or something. Would have been right after this. But fortunately, fortunately just right after the Lakers had their three-peat maybe. But yeah, Chad, maybe we should have scoured the internet or like bought some newspapers or magazines beforehand. I guess we could have maybe gone to eBay and seen. Maybe we could do that as well too. But again, you know how deep into the weeds we want to go here. Froby's hitting little jump shots here, Chad. But you know, we probably could find some the sports column from the NBA Finals, June 2000. See what the headlines were. But you know, you've got an early Shaq and Kobe team that, of course, becomes one of the great teams of all time. One of the great teams of this century. The last team that we've had to have a three-peat, and you know, as well too, unlimited upside. I mean, that's one of the things about that dynasty, and you know, about really any dynasty that we've had. But I think even the Heat dynasty, which we'll look at a little bit later, of course, when we get to the Heat Thunder game. You know, that dynasty kind of ran its course. I guess the point I'm trying to make is like a lot of the dynasties in NBA history, you know, I guess whichever ones didn't develop, of course, would be the ones forgotten about. But a lot of them did end up sort of running their course a little bit. Like the Warriors one, for example, I don't think did run their course. I mean, you know, the money thing, maybe we'd go back and look. Like the team obviously would have gotten really expensive at some point. So, you know, who knows what's viable over there with especially the depth of the roster. But you imagine with that top-heavy talent, they would have been fine for at least being in the conference championship or making it to the finals there with that group of guys. But that group, of course, it felt like they had a couple of more years left to make some runs at the title. This Lakers team, of course, just from a basketball talent standpoint, felt like that a little bit as well too. Whereas, you know, like the Lakers dynasties in the '80s, is like, you know, Kareem played out into his 40s. On the Lakers. Magic, of course, you know, the careers were, you know, for Magic and Bird were not able to have the 20-year careers like the guys are having right now. And, you know, obviously it's just LeBron, but still, you know, even it's different. You know, Chris Paul is at a different level, but it's like, okay, the longevity is still there. And we're still seeing an increased amount of playing time for a lot of players. But, of course, you know, back in the day, it just wasn't quite the case. Okay, we do get commercials, chat. What is this? Some guy just, you know, out in the Arctic. Little igloo situation. Yahoo shopping. This guy's on Yahoo in the middle of an igloo, chat. I mean, if he can get Wi-Fi. So they had Wi-Fi to igloos in 2000, but there's still like dead spots on a highway in Nebraska, chat. Nebraska, get your Wi-Fi situation figured out. Maybe you need to contact Yahoo and see what's going on. Okay, I guess we won't watch every commercial from back in the 2000s, chat. It is what it is. We'll just get a glance of history. That's it. We will see most of the history we'll be watching from 2000, chat, will be in Staples Center on between the Lakers and the Pacers. It is what it is. Our version of American history is condensed to basketball courts from, you know, it's basketball courts in American time period from 1960 to current. You know, it's what it is. Limited square footage, limited time, chat, but still a lot to unpack. We still haven't even, you know, watched all the episodes yet or gotten all the history at this point. But I guess we start our journey. So we got 11-11 right now, halfway through the first quarter. Shaq just over double team. So I mean, Rick Smits is no joke, chat. I mean, you know, with Rick Smits, even as a good, you know, and even in the modern NBA, obviously there's good centers, there's matchup problems. You know, a guy like Jokic, who is got, you know, obviously a bit more of a jump shot touch factor to his game than Shaq did, but still has the overpowering element. Like there's still obviously good centers that wouldn't be able to go up against Jokic from a, you know, I guess sometimes you just bet on the talents defensively as well too, but you get maybe a guy like, I mean, even a guy like Wembanyama, of course, you know, one-on-one versus Jokic, it's like, or, you know, peak Embiid, like, and didn't Embiid get like we don't even want to pull that box score up, chat, was that like 70 on Wembanyama? Was Wembanyama in that game? Maybe Wemby wasn't in that game, fortunately, but of course, when he did play Wembanyama, he had a really crazy scoring game anyway, so it's like, yeah, Wembanyama and he wasn't the best defender in the league at that point, but still, it's like, one of the better defenders in the league. Still a bad matchup for Shaq. It's like, is Rick Smith's a good matchup for Shaq? But probably not, Chat. Larry Bird looks a little concerned in the sideline. Again, this is game 6, so you kind of know where the series is headed at this point. But 3-2, and where are they at here? Oh, I guess, what do we say, Chat? Yeah, they're at Staples Center. So you do win it at home in LA. Wait a second, we need to get a court check here, Chat. Yeah, no, it does say Lakers. Okay. Old-timey TV, the purple and the blue, kind of, it is what it is. But shout out Glenn Rice, Chat, a Glenn Rice appearance. So let's see, this Lakers team from 99-2000, goes Shaq and Kobe. Glenn Rice was 3rd in scoring. So Glenn Rice is a title guy at 32 years old. Is Glenn Rice in the Hall of Fame? Let's put this man in the Hall of Fame, Chat. I mean, he wasn't able to make an All-Star team or an All-NBA when he impacted that finals team, but he's just 2 years removed from being 20 points a game. He is, 30 years old in Charlotte at that point, playing 40 minutes a game, 45% from the field, 43%, 47% from 3 at 5.5 attempts a game, Chat. Glenn Rice, nobody could stop this man. He was cooking back in the day, 26 points a game, but also, of course, led Michigan to the title as well, too, in, was that 89, Chat? So I guess, yeah, it would have been March Madness of 89 that gets drafted, and then the rookie season of 89-90 for Miami. But, of course, becomes an all-star, becomes an all-NBA guy, becomes an impactful guy on a finals team. So that there's some version of that's a Hall of Fame career. Like, you check all of those boxes, like, how many guys actually accomplished? Like, what was his pick number in the draft? Yeah, he was the 4th overall pick in the 89 draft. So, again, is it fair to guys that are not picked in the top 5 to put them out of this type of filtering? Maybe, I don't know, Chat. But just, again, for the expectations that a guy enters the league with, and I don't know do we go like a high school ranking check here for Glenn Rice? I don't know what the ESPN scouting system, what was 24/7? Because I guess 89 draft, but 4 years in college? Or was he 2 years in college? He might only been 2, Chat. Let me double check here. 4 years in college. Shout out. 7 a game his freshman season, but yeah, 16, 22, and then 25 that last year at Michigan. And then just insane tournament run as well, too. So, 4 years in college. What was the ESPN, in the early 80s? I guess there was obviously scouting services in the early 80s. It's not like that was foreign. But the public, and that's just, the 80s as well, too, Chat. The public dissemination of knowledge. Are we using that word right, Chat? Hey, yo. Was it as good in the 80s? And I guess, getting information to the public in the 2025 versus just the ability to get information to the public, the amount of information available versus, the quality of information. It's still like, okay, are we in a better place in the 80s? Who knows, Chat? But at least there's more. There's more information. So more to cipher. Maybe there's more darts at the dartboard. Maybe one of them's right. Maybe one of these blogs is up to something, Chat. Maybe they'll actually break it down in a good way. But Glenn Rice is hitting threes as well, too. So, yeah, I mean, like we, again, to bring Towns back into it, if Towns were able to even have that Glenn Rice type year as well, where, okay, he didn't have the 25-point a game season and it aligned with everything. And we've talked about this with a guy like Aaron Gordon. Like, those are guys that can still be impactful in title runs. So, we're trying to put all these pieces together right now, Chat, because of course, the Spurs, it's like these next couple of off seasons are going to be really important to assembling this team. Which direction do we go? Is it the trading and acquiring talent? Is it building through the draft, Thunder style? And Thunder style does sound pretty cool, Chad. Build a team Thunder style. Hey, yo, In and Out, can they add a burger Thunder style? I don't even know what that. Maybe that's a spicy jalapeno habanero situation. I guess maybe is that already. Maybe we need to get back out to the West Coast, Chat. Just for In and Out? Hey, yeah, probably. I don't know if In and Out would be at the top of the list. Warriors game. I mean, because the thing is, we wouldn't be going to In and Out before the Warriors game, right? Probably be after the Warriors game would be the guess. I don't know. Maybe both times. It just depends on who we're with. We have some family members that would definitely vote In and Out both. It's like, yes, In and Out before the game, In and Out after. But last time I was out west with one of them. It was just like, hopefully you like In and Out because we were going there every time. I was like, oh, well, yeah. I don't mind burgers, Chad. Hey, yo, pause. But I'm a fan. So yeah, okay, it's the same spot every time. I get you're a cult follower, but I also don't mind good food, so it's okay if we eat there and we don't have it here. So for the same reason that he was like, yeah, we got to go there all the time. Oh, wait a second, I forgot. These commercials are not live, chat. Hey yo, wait a second. Is this a Scary Movie trailer? What year did Scary Movie did drop in the summer of 2000? Did it not? Oh, look at this. If you thought terror was over, oh, chat, you were right. Because you're gonna die? Because the scream monster's gonna kill you? Hey, yo, chat. Shout out to Scary Movie. Shout out to the old trailers. I didn't think about the old trailers. I was just thinking we were gonna get, like, again, Yahoo and toilet paper and maybe a couple of McDonald's ads. But the old trailers could be kind of fun. It'd be hit or miss on whether or not we actually see them. But shout out, chat. Scary Movie. Hey, yo, trailers. I think trailers are definitely well, it's tough to say. It's like movies now, chat. Are they better quality? But is it just modern technology and some of the stuff that we're doing is cooler versus the stories and all that stuff better? Like, the way we pace out a trailer stuff, they're definitely more dramatic. I think more cinematic and definitely more mini movie style than old trailers. Like, older trailers definitely used to be promotions. Like, you wouldn't go back and rewatch a trailer. It's like, oh, that's cool, But now trailers are actually good and cool and almost better than movies at this point. I don't even trust a trailer. I don't even trust a movie based on the trailer quality. It's like, okay, a trailer is going to be good. I know that. I'm just watching a trailer to watch a good trailer. Everything else I hear about the movie, read about the movie, will determine. But I guess the trailer is gonna. It's just, I guess, a smaller piece of the pie chart than it used to be. But, a good voiceover guy, chat, a lot of, the graphic game back in the day, it felt like some of the trailers, and maybe the corniness of the tooth. But, I mean, some of it worked as well, too, chat. Just the whole 2000s. I mean, it's a fun era. You make no mistake, the 2000s are fun. It's one of the most defined eras. Because I think the thing about the 80s and the 90s, as there's a fashion and stuff like, okay, this is definite 80s and 90s. But some of the stuff out of there, I think, is a little bit more. Well, do we just like it more, chat? Ayo. I mean, we're just working our way back. We'll be back. We'll be listening to 70s music and watching more 70s movies soon enough. Who knows? It's just we had our 90s run. We'll be working through our 80s run now. We'll be into the 70s run. But Whitney Houston was in the 80s, chat. What do you want me to do? She wasn't in the 70s, so she's timeless. I guess the 80s are timeless. It is what it is. The 85 Bears, timeless. What do you want me to say? Mike Ditka, ayo, chat. Timeless right there. Oh, ayo, you know what's timeless, chat? Ball movement for the perimeter three. Yeah, this is a good Kobe first half as well, too. Good movement off of the Shaq double teams. I mean, they're doing everything they can to just stop Shaq. I mean, this is a compliment for Shaq, chat, but they put two guys on Shaq, and it's like, okay, now this is a, normal. This looks normal for defense. Like, this looks like something that could actually hold up against Shaq. Because I guess maybe that's the thing about Jokic is he doesn't. I mean, as much as he can be a bully, he doesn't necessarily. His bullying is a little bit more subtle than a guy where Shaq is. Again, it's just brute force, just pull you over, and that's awesome. That's his. Again, I'm not saying this disparagingly because you get a guy sometimes it's like, okay, well, Shaq is just big. That's all it is. It's like, no, obviously Shaq was not just big. Shaq was very, very talented. Shaq is one of the most skilled big men of all time. There's a lot of guys that were just big that played in the NBA, but also he was able to use that to his benefit as well too. I mean, obviously every great player is able to use their skill set to their benefit. But the little hook shot right there, chat. I mean, we talk about footwork and we talk about Hakeem, and obviously, we talk about the greats when we talk about any sort of skill set as well too. But again, you don't hear anybody be like, "Oh man, you want footwork like Shaq." But I mean, you really do, chat. You really do. The defense, look at that. Running up the court, who's faster than Shaq? Nobody, chat. He's unstoppable. Oh, there is the lack of touch right there, chat. And that is really, Shaq would be a great case, honestly, for if he grew up in 2025, what would it be? Because I think a lot, and it is true, like we're saying, the touch, but some of that stuff you can kind of see, even if you go, okay, the form of back in the day was not necessarily there, or just the emphasis on shooting. Some of the centers back in the day, like, are they even worried? Does he even have a coach, like, even worried about his technique? It's like, okay, who cares? The concept of a 3-point line, it's like they're not thinking, oh, we don't have a 3-point line for a while. It's just, again, not even a thought. They only have a 2-point line. So the idea of expanding the game and perimeter and all this stuff and how that translated into free throws. But you could still see some guys where it's like, yeah, I mean, obviously I think there's some jump shooting ability here. And obviously there are guys that were good jump shooters as well, too. A guy like Jerry West would just have a perimeter game as well, even though he wasn't even playing with the 3-point line. It's like, okay, yeah, he was still playing with an imaginary 3-point line. I don't know if his driveway at home, or I guess, his, I don't know what Jerry West's log cabin situation was back in the day, chat. Hey, yo. But, I don't know if he had an imaginary 3-point line back there. The little baseline crossover, Kobe Bryant. So a lot of jump shots as well, too. He's not necessarily attacking, going to the basket. So, again, this is really the first time we've getting to see these, the 2000s Pacers and the 2000s Lakers play a full game. So, do we go dig into the league ratings here, chat, and see what where these teams ranked? Because it does seem like the Pacers' defense is a tough defense. Again, Shaq is a really great force. And the Lakers have hit some good jump shots as well, too, in this first quarter. But for the most part, it seems like they've done a good job. Because, again, that can be a thing with going back and watching old games as well, too, where some of the effort played to play is, I guess it's at any point in NBA history. But I guess, we're in the playoffs now. It matters. Okay, what were we looking at, chat? We're looking for the season ratings here. Is this for regular season? Yeah, 82 games. Okay, so opponent, chat. Opponent points just per game. 82 games. So the Pacers had the 18. So they were kind of in the middle. I guess we were 29 teams, chat. Who was the last expansion team? Oh, geez. I'm not gonna remember here. But I guess, is there like do we get the Charlotte, New Orleans sort of split off at some point in a couple of years? That might be the one that gets them to 30 at some point. Ooh, Vancouver, chat. We still have Vancouver in the league right now. Hey, yo, shout out. That's kind of cool to see. Vancouver. Do we need Vancouver back, chat? Hey, yo. But, yeah, so, better defense. The Lakers' defense, of course. I guess we have this sorted worst first, but yeah, the Lakers 6th best defense in the league, Pacers the 12th best defense in the league, just in terms of points per game. In terms of opponent field goal percentage, the Lakers had the best, and the Pacers were right about the same for field goal percentage as well too. But still, I mean, if you're in that top 12, you're still probably have the potential to take it up a level as a defensive team. Do they have where's the playoff menu here, chat? Am I crazy? Oh, here we go. Playoff summary. Because maybe they stepped it up in the playoffs as well, too. We'll see. Team points per game, the offense. Points per game, just in general. I mean, again, these two teams played the most games, but also, when ranking all the teams, you get the Raptors here at 3 games. Maybe they just scored a ton of points and still lost anyways. But their defense, points per game. Oh, not great in the playoffs, chat. Oh, the totally other way around. Hey, yo, getting torched. I guess so were the Lakers a little bit as well, too. But their offenses were carrying the day at the end of it. Nobody averaging 100 points a game. Shout out to Sacramento, though, giving up 104 in their first round series. And that would have been against the Lakers, I think, as well, too. So this wouldn't have been, 5-game series. A little drama here. Yeah, obviously, these teams battled for a while. But when was the Ori shot game, chat? Should I just know that right off the top? I guess, which Ori shot game? Robert Ori? EY? Why, chat? Ori shot game, Lakers. Let's see what we get here. Game-winning shot that made Robert Ori a legend. There's going to be a couple. Lift passing. Yeah, 2002 is the kind of one that made him iconic for the Lakers. This is the one that he got the buzzer beater at. But the Kings were still able to push him to 5 anyways. Back in the day. I think this would have been a best of 5 as well, too. Yeah, I guess, they won the series 3-2. But Shaq, I mean, through the entire playoffs, chat, 29-17. Kobe, 27-4. Glenn Rice, 16-4. as well too. And again, did this just turn into retroactively hype up Glenn Rice hour chat? But I guess Shaq and Kobe get all the love already. So, and some of the you see some of the just looking at the numbers, the drop off as well too, at least in the points per game to the rest of the team, where you got Glenn Rice at 16, and then Ron Harper's the fourth leading scorer on the team with 6 points per game. And there's definitely some balance. I mean, you got Harper, Ori, AC Green, Brian Shaw, Rick Fox, Derek Fisher. And is this Devon George logging minutes? No, Chad. But you got at least 9, because you got 5 other guys to mix and match with besides those top 3. But you don't hear about that first season being a big 3 of Shaq, Kobe, and Glenn Rice. So we're just here to retroactively say that the 2000s Lakers was really a big 3 of Shaq, Kobe, and Glenn Rice, Chad. Glenn Rice is a member. And the Pacers, big 3, Rick Smits, Reggie Miller, and Jalen Rose. But again, yeah, shout out to Jalen Rose, chat. The forgotten figures of the day. The legendary players, of course, are going to be the ones to live on. And as they should as well, too. I mean, they're the great players of the game. But it's good to go back and rewatch and remember who else was impacting and having good performances in the moment as well, too. Because as much as it's just it can be, like we're saying, an in the moment thing, sometimes those just one game performance, you get a guy like, oh man, Chad, it pains me to say it, but a guy like Mike Miller, who can just have a couple of good games, a couple of good quarters even almost. James Posey, who's the guy that we're thinking of from back in the day? You just get a couple of guys that just, okay, here's a quarter, and then it's like, bam, that's how you win the title right there. Perfect. Bruce Brown, okay, who's going to remember Bruce Brown, Chad? If you were there and watched the Nuggets, like, yeah, Bruce Brown, who Bruce Brown was super important. But not going to be, it's going to be Jokic's, obviously. We're going to remember just 25 years from now? Just Jokic basically carried that team. Who else was even on that team, chat? Ayo. And Murray was awesome in that finals as well, too. So I'm sure, the Denver fans will keep his legacy alive. Did they just get Reggie Miller on a travel, chat? Ayo. Is Joey Crawford reffing this game? He might actually be 2000s finals. This would be right in his wheelhouse, chat. Right in his range. But, yeah, Lakers versus the Kings in round... In that offseason... Wait, I just messed with the mic cable. Are we still good? Okay, yeah, we're still good. But it was... Ayo, chat. It was popping out. Pause. But for the Pacers in their matchup here, let's see if we go back to the Lakers. Oh, a little 10-2 run, chat. Uh-oh. Larry Bird, gotta get this under control. Hey, yo. Shout out. Or is it... We're not paying attention, chat. Derek B, we gotta go back and start over. Okay. It is what it is. But Derek McKee, Travis Best. Okay, chat. The Pacers. So, Phil Jackson. Get it under control. Somebody get their team under control. It is what it is. But the if necessary Game 7... So, RIP, the Game 7 of the 2000s finals. Didn't actually happen. But the Pacers, they fought the good fight. 6 games against, again, this historic Lakers combo. Trio chat, ayo, we're doing it ourselves, pause. Is, I think, a pretty solid performance. So, Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose both tying in MVP voting as well, too. I mean, very similar production on the season. Percentages, 47 to 45, 40... from 3 to 39, 18 points. Jalen Rose, though, an 18-4-4. So, a little bit more with the playmaking and the rebounding as well, too. Do we go a usage rating here, chat? Did Jalen Rose lead this team in usage? Hey, yo. He did, chat. 23%. I guess we got Rick Smits at 26. Okay, so really it was Rick Smits as the leader of this team. But Vorp, okay, Reggie Miller, still a leader in Vorp. We love to see it, chat, 3.6. And then Mark Jackson and Jalen Rose would have been the big 3 as well, too. And, I mean, makes sense. Obviously, Mark Jackson, impactful guy. His team's made playoff runs, basically whichever team he was on to. But, for this Pacers team, even though some of the points and stuff weren't as high, obviously the advanced stats still bared out how impactful he was as a player. So, He was their number 3. Then Dale Davis, whoever, shout out Dale Davis, Chad. Speaking of forgotten people, he was, I guess, their number 4. And an all-star this year? This has to be his one all-star performance. Hey, yo, shout out. But Dale Davis, Chad. D square, double D. Hey, yo. 16 years in the league, though. Several speaking of double D, Chad, double-digit points per game. And here's well, too. Double-doubles. He had an 11 and 11 in 93-94. I guess quite the run with the Pacers. And then bounced around. Portland. Wait, so was he on a Portland team with, like, Scottie Pippen? Is this how they were trying to assemble their team? They're like, okay, Scottie Pippen, Dale Davis, Steve Smith, Damon Stoudemire is only 27, I guess, at the time as well, too. Bonzi Wells at 30. Oh, and Sabonis, a 36-year-old Sabonis. Sean Kemp at 31. And Detlef Schrempf at 38. Greg Anthony at 33 as well, too. Will Purdue at 35. Chat, the 2000s Blazers were stacked. Hey, yo. One of the best what-if teams in NBA history. Mike Dunleavy as the head coach, maybe. Who knows if that... Did they even make the playoffs? They did. Oh, and they lost the next year to the Lakers. They got swept, Chad. Shout out. It is what it is. But I guess if they had peak Scottie Pippen and Dale Davis and Steve Smith and Arvydas Sabonis... Arvydas Sabonis at the peak of his powers against Shaq versus Scottie Pippen versus Kobe at the peak of his powers, Chad. Scottie Pippen versus Kobe, a little bit. I guess if we're going peak of the powers, does Kobe get peak of his powers status at that point as well too? But either way, the defense at Scottie Pippen. I mean, will you get like a 06 Kobe versus Scottie Pippen, 08 Kobe versus 93 whatever Scottie Pippen? Could be a wild matchup, Chad. But then Rasheed Wallace versus that would be Rasheed versus Glenn Rice. Honestly, this is why you assemble this team, Chad. And then we're forgetting about Sean Kemp. Do they it's not modern NBA. Do they think about playing all these forwards together if they're all, healthy and cooking? And with the three-point shooting, they all play together as well, too. Scottie Pippen could a little bit, and so could, Rasheed is only 32 and Scottie Pippen's 34, but still, you think maybe. Steve Smith, I had 34, barely. I don't know. I don't know if Pippen was as much of a threat, but of course Sheed, I think, developed a little bit of the outside range. A little bit more. And then Bonzi Wells as well, too. And Schrempf, even this year, Chad, could still step in and make a 3. I guess Sean Kemp himself was 36% this year. 4 for 11. So he was trying. There was something there. You go Sabonis, Sean Kemp. Does Detlef Schrempf have to be in this lineup as well, too? Sabonis, Schrempf, Sean Kemp, Scottie Pippen, and Sheed? You might not have even been able to play all these guys together. I guess Detlef Schrempf was only there for 26 games, so didn't forward with the team. Probably, was he waived? Trade deadline? Who knows, Chad? Who knows? But, yeah, either way, what are we talking about this Blazers team? Oh, Dale Davis. Shout out to Dale Davis, Chad. Yeah, his Pacers run 9-9 in 29 minutes a game. So they just cut him off from being a double-double legend, Chad. Anyways, for being on a team that, made the finals anyways. So Dale Davis versus Shaq was not a great matchup then? Oh, no. Is that our guy right there? Dale Davis, chat, number 4. What number is Dale Davis? 32? Oh, Shaq's number as well. Who's 44? Who's this guy? Crowshire? Austin Crowshire from Providence, the second-year man. This guy's at least not going to be afraid of Shaq. Hey, yo, Chad. He's going to at least, a couple of fouls right away. Tyler Hansborough 1.0. Who is this guy? So Pacers up 5 early, Chad. Oh, if only the Lakers didn't have such legendary players, maybe Reggie Miller would have gotten a ring. Can we get AI to rewrite the ending of this game and put it back on YouTube? The hypothetical, what if the Pacers won the finals, Chad? Can we pull up, Chad? I don't know. I was thinking, are we going to get ChatGPT involved today? Are we going to be cooking up a movie? Is the movie an alternate? Do we have to give Reggie Miller superpowers for Game 7? There's Crowshire with a 3, Chat. An early stretch 4, Austin Crowshire. I guess a white guy, a 6'9" white guy was a stretch 4 back in the day. I guess, but Kevin McHale. What do we got, he wasn't necessarily a three-point shooter as well too. But you get Crowshire in the game, and Shaq's just gonna basically tear down the rim, chat. Hey yo, oh chat, the Rough Riders anthem music video is on. Forget the rest of the game. Forget the rest of the game. Let me have one of the motorcycles. Hey yo, chat. I bet Reggie Miller, was he in this? Somebody was in this crew from this finals. I guess. Who knows? Would have been more the Pacers or the Lakers, chat. Who knows? But yeah, shout out. Great stuff. Just wheelies. 4 minutes of wheelies. I'm in, chat. Is Fast and Furious? What was the timeline? When did Fast and Furious get dropped compared to the Rough Riders anthem music video, chat? Do we need to do a look? Did they just like get inspired? I guess again, motorcycles to cars. Do we need to ask ChatGPT turn Rough Riders anthem into a movie and just see what happens? So we get, because of course DMX in Belly, chat. I mean, we do have the like what's the rest of his movies? Do we need to do a DMX run, chat? Ayo, or do we just watch Belly like a bunch of times and consider that going through DMX's filmography? Let's see here, chat. Belly, Exit Wounds. Maybe we need to watch Exit Wounds, chat. For some reason that sounds familiar. Cradle to the Grave as well. Death Toll, Last Hour, Lords of the Street. I mean, he knew how to pick a name by a title, chat. He probably just read the first page and was like, I'm in. Blame It on the Hustle, in. I mean, the direct-to-DVD champion, Ayo, chat, DMX. Last Hour, Michael Madsen, David Carr, and Paul Sorvino, chat. Paul Sorvino and DMX? This could have been a ChatGPT. Did they have ChatGPT in 2008? Film follows 5 characters who are lured to an abandoned house in China by letters sent to them by a dead man. Trapped with a deadly threat and surrounded by the police, the 5 are forced to confront their past to survive. Oh, chat, the first 30 minutes of this could be electric. Where they're getting into the abandoned house with the letters and setting up, and maybe they're into the first fight. The middle of the movie where Paul Sorvino and DMX are hashing out their past. I could see that getting a little bit slow, to be honest. But the rest of the movie could be fun. Do we go? Let's see IMDb here, chat. Where's is this on Tubi? Do we just need to search DMX on Tubi and see what happens? 2.9 rating, chat. The fans apparently not a fan, I guess. Does it exist on? Oh, chat, it is on Tubi. Is it currently on Tubi? Sometimes they'll tease you and it'd be like, this title's not available. It might not be available, chat. Uh-oh. It's not popping up. Wait, what was that called? Last Hour? Oh, chat, I'm signing in. Okay. I guess is our watch list just going to pop up now? What random things were we watching on Tubi when it was just on overnight? But what are we looking for? Last Hour? Let's see. Okay. Is this on here? I guess we said we should just... Oh, it is, chat. Right, followed by the Last Hours of Jesus Christ. So we could watch the Last Hour with DMX, or Last Hour of Jesus Christ, or Autopsy, the Last Hours of whoever this guy, or Last Hours in Suburbia. That one probably not on the top of the list, to be honest. Here, let's just see DMX, because I think it's Belly on Paramount Plus, or has been, but I don't know if that's a mainstay. Okay, a couple of documentaries, of course. DMX and Fast Vengeance, a Tubi exclusive. Wait, this is Tubi exclusive, not Tubi original. 2021? Is this Shout Factory TV? Oh, that's where it would be playing. Okay, chat, I'm not trying to get us copyrighted for accidentally watching a Tubi exclusive. I don't know. Should I check the stream here and see, are we still good to go? Can we scroll the titles on Tubi? And I mean, it's literally a free service. Like, it's not Netflix. If we were logged in on Netflix, I could say, I mean, I'd still be willing to put up the good fight for us, chat. But in the back of my head, I'd be like, okay, at least they have a point. We're paying for the service. But for Tubi, I mean, come on, we can't just scroll the titles. King of Paper Chasing. I'm clicking on that one next as soon as I get back to that page here. As soon as this loads. Yeah, okay, good. We are clicking, chat. The King of Paper Chasing? What do we got here? Dwayne L. Clark, Jason Rivera, Lauren Hooper, Al Thompson. A hustler trying to go legitimate finds his rise to power full of deception, Betrayal and opportunists leading to a solution that will cost lives, chat. Sounds interesting. I am in. Big Pun the Legacy. Add to watch list. Okay. But yeah, okay. Anyways, DMX. Not in the 2000s finals, I guess. Maybe they used a song, though. Did they use a 2000s song? DMX. They used like a DMX song in the outros for the 2000 finals. I feel like back then, I don't know when they started using, we'd have to go a timeline there, chat. When did they actually start using real music? Maybe they had to get more money. Maybe after this, whatever the next media rights deal is after this one. Because by the time, the finals that we start really remembering, and, maybe when we go back and watch this 2012 one here, I guess we'll see. 2012 chat, we get any, because Good Kid, Mad City would have been dropped by the 2012 finals as well, too. They've been bumping GKMC by the 2012 finals. So wait, let me see here, chat. When did I should know, but when did It's Dark and Hell is Hot drop? That was 99, right? So it would have been out by the time this finals would have rolled around as well too. Oh, 98. Okay, chat. So the people know the words by now. May 1998 for sure. So he had the double release in 98, Live at Woodstock in 1999, and then There Was X is maybe what I was thinking is 1999. So yeah, Party Up, chat. Are they playing Party Up? So when was that released as a single? It was released February 20th. And this album was released, so I guess it was released as a single after that one, but album released December 21st, 1999. So yeah, chat, were they playing Party Up on one of the outros? There's no way they weren't playing it. In the arena, they definitely have to be playing it. There's no way they weren't. Wait, where did this one became his most successful? Peaking at 27. Hey, yo, chat. Billboard charts sometimes, I feel like they can't be trusted. But so DMX, I don't know. Maybe he, maybe he gets the music at the game. We'll see. We also haven't had a cut to Jack Nicholson yet. I feel like maybe we missed that. We probably have. Chat, we're all up in arms about Chalamet right now, but people forget about Jack Nicholson, the original NBA sideline fan. Like, again, with Chalamet, with all due respect, he's definitely the star power he's been able to acquire is, totally fair, Chad. We're not taking that away from him. But if we were just ranking NBA super fans, NBA celebrity super fans, of course, the legacy rankings of some of those guys, like, you had to respect it, chat. Chalamet is, he's like Shea and, Shea and Halliburton. Chalamet is also in his first playoff run as a Knicks fan. Again, not as a Knicks fan. He's been a Knicks fan for life. But I guess maybe it's more so the first playoff run for the Knicks as well, too. It's the bigger picture where at least the Lakers have had some playoff runs and been competitive in there. But, again, like we're saying, Jack Nicholson and Spike Lee, those guys are at the regular season games as well, too. Those guys are there. They're not load managing, chat. Spike Lee does not load manage. Spike Lee's more reliable than most of the players right now to be at the games. Jack Nicholson back in the day, again, even the players were playing, but Jack Nicholson is reliable to show up. And I guess I have to go back and look. Is Jack Nicholson have the run that Spike Lee's on right now? He has the iconicness, but I don't know if he has the exact sort of consecutive streak as well. Robert Ory just chucking it out of bounds over the head of Rick Fox. Ayo, Rick Fox, too hot to be good at basketball, chat. What are we doing? Ayo. Pause. We'll just keep it moving. But on a run here, with 4 minutes left in the second quarter, the crowd is on their feet. Chat. Jack Nicholson. I don't know what you have to, how well you have to play to get Jack Nicholson on his feet, but they haven't quite cut to him in the crowd yet. Jalen Rose, trying to silence the fans, anyways. So 51-43. They were in this game, chat. They were winning this game. Kobe. Oh, speaking of Dale Davis. Stuffing Kobe going to the basket. So there's Kobe just kind of jumping and hanging in the air and just be like, oh, I'll figure this out. Maybe a little Anthony Edwards, where kind of Anthony Edwards is at right now. It does feel like, again, I'm not going to judge it off that one Kobe jump. And it's also, I'm saying about how the players play. But Anthony Edwards maybe does have a little more up in his jump than some. Like Kobe, I think maybe jumps a little bit more. Froby again. I mean, the man could jump over anybody, but there was sort of a distance to his leaping as well too. If there were a hang time gliding, like Anthony Edwards obviously covers a lot of. It feels like he's covering a lot of ground when he's jumping, but again, it really does feel like he's elevating up as well too. Whereas Kobe, you're just like Kobe's almost got like he's a little bit of got that Kyrie hang time, but again with the Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan, I think does Kobe have it or is it the other way around? But you get what we're saying, Chad. Like it seemed like he was, with the leg kicks and the flailing around, he was taking advantage of the hang time a little bit more in some ways. I guess maybe that's what it is. Anthony Edwards is just more like more stiff. Pause. But when he goes in for the dunk, there's a lot less flailing from Anthony Edwards. Maybe. I don't know, Chad. Do we go Anthony Edwards and Kobe highlights side by side? Okay, what Jim Carrey vehicle is this? Is this Me, Myself, and Irene? Another trailer, chat? Let's see what we get here. We need to catch back up on our Jim Carrey rewatches as well, too. I mean, you think that would be right at the top of the list. But sometimes those ones can get lost in the shuffle for us, admittedly. Chat, it is what it is. It happens sometimes. It happens. Not every... it's like with music. It's like, oh, wait, I'm just listening to the same 3 artists over and over again? Like, wait, who else drops songs? I forget. Spotify only... It's not my fault. Spotify has 3 artists. Oh, wait, no, actually, it's just me. But sometimes it can be like that with movies where it's like, okay, wait, I'm only watching Denzel movies. Like, who else is out there? Oh, well, that's right, Jim Carrey. How could you forget about Jim Carrey and watch that stuff? But I guess I didn't see what movie that was there, chat. Okay, so now that that's over, we don't need to watch this Budweiser commercial. Well, we skip through the Phil Jackson the graphics, I guess. All-time ranks, chat. Just wait. Greg Popovich is on the way. 2000. He's already got the first ring under his belt, and he's got several more in the chamber. I guess I don't know exactly, again, where he ranks in terms of the ranks, the numbers for Phil Jackson. But in terms of the list, chat, who's putting Phil Jackson over Greg Popovich as the best coach in NBA history? Shout out to Phil Jackson. He's one of the greats. But the man is not making it over Popovich in any of these lists. It's just what it is. So there's Kobe again, chat. Getting bailed out by the rest. And his jump shot was looking good in the first half as well, too. Kobe going away from his jump shot. Attacking. I mean, it's working, getting downhill. And he's got Mark Jackson on him here. Mark Jackson, maybe, his ability to keep up with his drives is a reason why Kobe might be more inclined to do that, chat. I guess I don't know who these refs are or if they're still in the league now and they just, this was 25 years ago, chat. I doubt it because, again, the league was rigged at this point. Donaghy. I don't know what Donaghy's face looks like. Oh, wait. I guess it probably shows, maybe, who the refs were for this game. Because this is a stretch. Oh, yeah, Joe Crawford, chat. Hugh Evans and Ron Garretson. So where's Joey? I feel like Joey's got that unique run. Oh, there he is. Once you look for Joey Crawford running, it's like, yep, you will spot him very easily. The Joey Crawford shuffle, chat. I don't know if there's a better name for that. Do the refs have their own pages, chat? They do. Joe Crawford. Hey, yo, shout out. Number 17. Ref data or relative data? I don't even know how to read this. Per 48, 0.8 points more per 48. Hey, yo, Joey Crawford, a lot of red compared to green. I'm thinking maybe you want green, chat. A lot of field goals attempted per 48, or a lot of field goals made, though attempts were down. So Joey Crawford somehow emphasizing an efficient game, but I don't know. Home versus away. Maybe we need to dig into the Joey Crawford stats, chat. Oh, versus the Spurs? Let's see if there's something here. Offensive fouls, shooting fouls called on team. Offensive fouls called on team. Is there just like a fouls in general called on team? Pace? Win percentage when the team was playing as Joey Crawford. The Spurs! Okay, Chad, maybe we should love Joey Crawford. He's the best team was us for Joey Crawford. But the Tim Duncan thing was tough. Maybe he had to make it up for us after throwing Tim Duncan out of a game for no reason. He's like, well, I'll just be nice for the Spurs for the rest of the time. But Jazz, Lakers, Thunder, Blazers. I mean, Lakers, Suns, Thunder, Blazers. Mavs in here as well, too. Like, it seemed like he was favorable to a ton of the Spurs rivals as well. So, would make sense why, a little side-eye for our guy Joey Crawford. But not bad. A lot more pro Joey Crawford after tonight, I realized, to be honest, than I did before. Before we realized that the Spurs had the best winning percentage under any team in games that Joey Crawford reffed. Oh, Shaq at the free throw line, chat. Shout out. Oh! He got it to go. And, I mean, even nowadays with the free throw line as well, too, where you see some guys with the lower percentage, you're like, yeah, I mean, the form is right there, all that stuff. Shaq, it's a tough one, chat. It's a tough one. I mean, his shots are like rocks. I mean, pause. He is just throwing it at the basket, essentially. There's not a lot of jump. I mean, he's trying to tuck the elbow, at least trying to mimic a jump shot. But when it's released, it's not a jump shot. So 56-50, chat. 30 seconds left in the first half as it winds down. Oh, no. Shaq switched out on Mark Jackson. Maybe in the modern day. Oh, yeah. Mark Jackson attack. He's always looking to create. So, Crowshire tried throwing it behind his head, chat. He tried getting a little too fancy. Pacers up 6 at the half, or going into the half here. If Kobe doesn't get this shot to go. So Crowshire was feeling good. He's like, I can throw this little Harlem Globetrotter pass. Kobe for 3. Oh, chat. You can't give him any space, and the Lakers completely close the gap in the second quarter, and make it a 3-point game. So, chat, half one of the historic game one is down the hatch right now. We got 53-56. So Jalen Rose with 12 in that half, Reggie Miller with 11, and Crowshire with 10, like we said. Cooking there. Was that some of that second quarter? All in the second quarter, chat, for our guy Crowshire. Shaq with 21. Kobe with 12. The first quarter for Kobe, 3 for 8, 7 points. And then the second quarter, would he make mostly free throw? 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 5 points. And then that 3. So yeah, the free throw line and that 3 at the end of the buzzer was his last shot. But then Shaq, with 15, just continues the dominance as well too, chat. 15 and only 2 rebounds in that quarter. Making too many buckets. No me-bounds for Shaq. Ayo, chat. It is what it is. But, yeah. Let's take a break, chat. The hypothetical halftime. We just got a little quick halftime break. And then we'll be right back. All right, chat, here we go. Let's get into... Whoa, the microphone is out of control here, chat. Let's get into the second half and see what we end up getting here. We got a really great celebrity row in the halftime shot with, R.I.P. Matthew Perry was in the celebrity row. Steven Spielberg, Salma Hayek, Edward Norton, Dustin Hoffman. I'm trying to remember. There's another major one that I was forgetting as well, too, earlier on. But, just iconic 2000s people, I guess, Chad. Oh, Will Smith was there. Who was the first couple of ones they showed as well, too? I guess maybe I was like, oh, wait a second, this is Celebrity Row. And then it kind of register starts to settle in. So we'll see what happens here, Chad, in the second half. Oh, excuse me. Not a new result, but new basketball for us to watch here. So this will be fun. Oh, Reggie Miller gets the early wide open three, chat. So poor rotation by the Lakers defense on that first possession out. And Reggie Miller gets the three. When do the tides turn? Who is it? What is it? Is it the Lakers? Is it the Pacers? The Pacers on the road, giving it up. Ayo, Shaq, wide open underneath, chat. Who's not guarding Shaq? How do you miss Shaq, chat? Hey, yo. How do you not see Shaq in the paint? What are we doing here? Number one on the game plan. Okay, Reggie Miller again. So Reggie Miller wants the ring, chat. You see the determination. You see the talking. He's talking to somebody. Is it Dustin Hoffman? Is it Salma Hayek, chat? Maybe it's Salma Hayek, Edward Norton. He's like, hey, look out. Are you out here making buckets right now? No. Salma Hayek, what's up? A little Durant-Rihanna situation, maybe? But he's got the first couple of shots, chat. I don't know if we look up the Reggie Miller fourth quarter numbers and, destroy our hopes or whatever. But it looked good to start, chat. Dale Davis, though, gets the goaltend right away. Oh, no, Dale Davis. Don't give him momentum. Imagine it all turns on the Dale Davis goaltend. Oh, Jalen Rose. They've run that little, I don't know, is that a floppy, chat? That little baseline player ends up off the screens kind of under the basket. Player pops out on kind of the baseline wing mid-range area and then gets that little look there. They ran it for Miller. He got the three kind of curling around the court and then got the mid-range, and they just ran it for Rose. And he went for the little dribble pull-up there. So Larry Bird, he's got his set, chat. We know what it is now. Do the Lakers in 2000 know what it is as well, too? Is the question. Do they have it figured out? They know to just pass it into Shaq in the post, chat. I mean, I guess we could just go and watch some of those Spurs-Lakers playoff series where the Spurs won. But I am a little nervous to go retroactively dig into the Shaq versus Tim Duncan. I guess, again, the career sort of thing is what it is. But just the visual of it, chat, I don't want to ever have to watch too many highlights to get to the point where I'm visually like, okay, it would be, and I guess we had the answers as well too, but still the hypothetical all-time team thing is a different thing, and I just don't want to watch too many highlights where I would think that Shaq would be the better guy. I just want to still believe that it would be Duncan. I still want to have the ability to just look at the resumes on the paper and be like, oh, Duncan's better. It is what it is. How many rings? 5 times. Oh, I guess it's kind of the same. I guess barely one more, but in his last one compared to Shaq's last one, as well too, aren't too dissimilar. Sort of being more veteran foundational pieces. It's different for Duncan as well too, because again, he had the whole run there in San Antonio versus his role. With Wade role being the elevator guy in Miami. Shaq's role as the number 2 or whatever is going to be a little bit more emphasized with the fact they're bringing him in to the team, not just the fact that Duncan, he kind of evolves with the team and however it works out. But Miller, chat, Reggie Miller, the Lakers crowd goes crazy. They're starting to get ramped up. The energy, the Lakers defense, the two-way play. But Reggie Miller with the little baseline look, front rimmed. Hey yo. And yeah, Kobe with the tough defense, chat, swatting Mark Jackson on the drive. Shaq and Kobe, chat. Here we go. This is the combo. Mark Jackson. All those days, ESPN talking about outros and cool transitions. What about the playing days? What about the Mark Jackson playing days? I feel like that kind of happens as well too on that broadcast where Van Gundy obviously his status as the commentator I think was clear as well too, but it would also I think carry a little bit into like Van Gundy's status as the basketball one of the two of them where he may have been the better basketball career, but it's pretty close. Mark Jackson was a really good player. Van Gundy was a really good coach. So it's kind of fun that again they were both on that lineup because they were both really really good. But seeing it in action here, chat, in the finals. Oh, Dale Davis this time. Not giving up any ground. There we go. Force and Shaq, just a little quick turnaround. Mark Jackson, the king of the little, that post up sort of guarding. What do they call that, chat? That dribble you have to that defensive dribble, sort of positioning pause. But Dale Davis with the midi as well too, chat. I'm becoming a Dale Davis fan. Another reason just to love these Pacers teams from back in the day. Unfortunately, Kobe slicing and dicing in the middle of the defense here. Not able to be stopped. But the teams are going back and forth. Indiana up 6. Oh, no, it's going to be a tough fourth quarter. I don't even want to scroll down and look, chat. I can't, on my view of the screen, I can't even see the full fourth quarter score. So we're good to go. I guess I'm just looking at what you guys are looking at. So, yeah. I'm not even going to spoil it. I don't even want to know how much the Lakers out. Is it the last couple of minutes here, the third quarter? Is it the fourth? Is it the end? Shaq and Kobe closing it out just to barely win the title on their home court. So that means Game 7 would have gone to Indiana, or was this a what's the old format, chat? Like a 2-3-2? Would that have been it? So you play the first 2, then 3, then 2, yeah. So but that would be Game 5 in Indiana, then Game 6 and 7 in LA. So I guess we'll probably get, if we don't skip the ads, we'll get another hypothetical. Well, I guess in game we'll probably get the Game 7 promo, chat. And the amount, as well too, is another thing that, is as they sell the ad space is definitely talked about. You definitely realize it's happening, but especially going back and looking at some of these older games because. Again, you just get dramatically or you get incrementally walked up with the amount of ad space in the games that they're selling. And it's like, okay, well now at the free throws they're cutting away, and now there's a 60-second timeout here, and now there's a ad just banner randomly throughout here, and there's going to be 2 ad breaks on random spots in the third and second and fourth quarters earlier on, whatever. It's like, okay, like what just the amount of just continuous basketball that was on screen back in the day, like we're saying, maybe some foul merchanty stuff as well too, but it is kind of crazy, chat. It is kind of crazy, and it's funny looking at the YouTube video here with some of the ads in it and stuff. Still, I feel like is still a pretty similar time block for a modern NBA game. So the conversation, of course, is always how do we sort of speed up the games, but it's not. I think obviously it kind of goes hand in hand where if the pace of the game is going to increase, the time block and all that stuff is going to go down a little bit. But I think for the most part, again, it is sort of just the pace and the visual of how the ending games are played out. We're not like tracking the full broadcast, maybe longer ad breaks in between as well too. But I doubt the ad breaks are getting shorter in 2025. Reggie Miller trying to throw the cross court inbound pass to Mark Jackson, but AC Green intercepts it, chat. Oh no, Reggie, don't do it, Reggie. Oh man, we know the result, chat, but still, it's just like, okay, if Kobe just hits like 6 3-pointers here, then what do you do? If Glenn Rice just becomes unstoppable down the stretch, then what do you do? So there we go, another a timely 3. Maybe his first hasn't had quite the volume here that he's had as of earlier in the game. But now it's a 1-point game. Oh, no, chat. Reggie's not a type of guy that... Oh, chat, of course I just backed out for no reason. It's okay. Hopefully it just fires right back up. History. Oh, well. We knew where we were at. Fortunately, going into an ad break at 70-71. Okay, let me get fast forwarded here and see. Oh, Chad, it's 70-71 and Mark Jackson's dribbling up the court, so I think I just nailed it. I think I just first tried it, honestly. It's close enough that I don't know if we missed a possession or two, but the score's still the same, and Jalen Rose just hit a bucket. So, I mean, subconsciously, we skipped right to the part where Jalen Rose started making shots, Chad. I'm in. Pause. But there we go. Glenn Rice with the drive. So, like we're saying, we're seeing a different version of Glenn Rice here. I don't know what the driving full... I mean, at 26 a game, but, again, with the efficiency, maybe there's some... Maybe with his just jump shooting ability, he's able to get away a little bit with some of the overall... some of his drill moves and stuff. Maybe he's just not able... he doesn't necessarily need to get the separation because he's just going to hit the shot or need to get the drive or whatever. But 5 for 6 in this game so far, chat. 14 points. Been a main stud for him. Probably at this point in the game, pretty equal with Kobe for total points. I guess we did look at that box score total before the game. I don't remember where he was at for Kobe exactly. But again, as a third guy in this team for the season, I think it pretty much stayed that way in this game as well, too, as it's been pacing that way so far. But the defense, Chad, I mean, that Kobe's defense, of course, always, I think, is fairly brought up in his conversation. I don't think it's necessarily forgotten. But just to witness the perimeter stuff as well, too. Like, it is, in the MJ Edwards stuff is definitely a fun comparison to throw out as well, too. But, even for this, just for this century, and maybe style of play as well, too. Not to say that 2000 was totally... Like, is 2000 basketball closer to MJ style of basketball or Anthony Edwards style of basketball? It is probably still a little bit closer to MJ's style of basketball, but just enough removed and into the modern time where maybe a little bit of the way the game is played, there's some similarities. And, again, just and the way Kobe was similar to MJ as well, too. It's not like there wouldn't be similar. If we're comparing anybody that's going to get compared to those types of guys, of course, there's going to be a similarity just in general. But if you think about and I guess Kobe's career did kind of progress in a similar way as well, too, with the way it, geared athletic and attacking and driving earlier on. But still, I mean, either way for Edwards, like you think about that career development that could happen with the skill-ish side of the game and the jump shooting continuing to develop and the post-up stuff. And I think he definitely could have used that element of the game against the Thunder this series, where, against some of the one-on-one matchups, if he did have that little post fadeaway in that type of way, chat, where you think about a guy like Lou Dort as well, too, that had the strength, maybe it's going to be difficult to drive against in the same type of way. But if he has the jump shooting, mid-range, post-up, perimeter-ish abilities in the, continue to maximize those as well, too. I mean, yeah, of course, it's going to make it more difficult to stop, but it's the matchups as well, too, that it's going to help unlock him against. So, who's to say that he's, like, progresses in that exact way? But as well, like we're saying, he's still at his best when he's going downhill and when he's attacking and when he is in his, like, high-flying sort of most fun mode versus the... Okay, Anthony Edwards is... Because, he does get hot from three as well, too. I mean, in a 2025 type way, like, I mean, I guess he led the league in three-point makes this year, so it's not like he's just shooting more three-pointers. Like, he is good at it. And, but again, it's a little bit more of a... Well, he's taking him off the dribble and stuff, too. And like we're saying, I guess he can get into that heat checky mode where he can hit a couple of them in a row. But he hasn't necessarily had the runs and the tons of stretches in his career where it's like, oh, Anthony Edwards has had 8-9 straight points and he's hit like 7 different I guess that'd be like 14 straight points, but 7 different types of shots and just all over the court. Is anybody going to be the shot maker that Durant is? But you get what we're saying, Chad. Like, oh, he torches the one guy with the fadeaway here, and then the post screen there, and then, you know, drives and then spins back here to the basket on the next possession. It's just like all these different spots in the court and all these different moves where Edwards is cooking and scoring and making plays. But, I mean, obviously he's still deadly as of right now. Oh, Rose misses the free throw, chat. Hey, yo, we might have to look. Okay, so we'll just... Indiana, 80-74. We only wanted to watch the first three quarters of this game anyways, right, chat? That was the plan. The Lakers, I mean, Shaq, 63%. The Lakers are 63% as a free throw line with the team. And they have Shaq, so, I mean, you know, expect them to win the overall free throw number. But some costly misses here, chat. In the second half, Kobe fouled. Uh-oh. Kobe fouled with the and one. Is that Mark Jackson? They tried doubling him with Reggie. He lost the ball as well, too, but just right over the top of both of them. I almost think Kobe at this point in his career probably, you know, another reason to go back and watch more MJ highlights. I guess he's 7 for 19 tonight, so the efficiency hasn't totally been there. But he is, you can see maybe his shot-making upside is a little bit higher. Some of the shots he's getting into and some of the looks he's going for, there's just a little bit more of a, I'm not, shot IQ. I'm not saying anything dramatic by Edwards, of course. I'm just saying you can see Kobe's ability to navigate the court and get into some of these mid-range positions is maybe a little bit more advanced. Where, like, Edwards is not just, again, the shot-making ability. It's still the mentality and the know-how of getting to all the right spots. And Shaq, I mean, you can't just lazy foul Shaq around the basket, chat. What are we doing? What are we doing? The easy swipe? Hey, yo. You're just going to lazily brush his forearm, Rick Smits, and then just let him get the and one? So 1 for 8, completely following up that one box score performance we just looked at where it was like 11 for 14 from the field. It's like, okay, well, in this one, I guess maybe Shaq was mad about that 11 for 14. And he's like, Rick Smits, I just have to totally shut him down the next game. He's 1 for 8. We should have been logging the Rick Smits minutes because he probably had that one basket when Shaq was not on the court. So, yeah, chat, okay. Reggie Miller, you say, better get the foul there as the third quarter winds down, but the Lakers have closed it to 1. So if we turn it off now, the Pacers win the finals. Is that it, chat? The Pacers are the 2000s champion. Shaq and Kobe only won 2 in a row. Hey, yo. I don't know if Shaq wants us to take any of his rings away. I mean, what is he going to tell Charles Barkley? He only has 3 rings, chat? Like, I don't know if that weakens any of his arguments. But they do have the lead. Reggie Miller is going to hit a couple of free throws here, potentially. 20 points through 3 quarters in LA in a potential elimination game is that's like, okay, we're right on the edge of more historic stuff for Reggie Miller. I mean, wait, what's he pointing at, chat? Is something wrong with the net, the basket? He's trying to buy some time? The crafty Reggie Miller? Always up to something, chat? I mean, but you think about just the difference in what a win like this could have done for his career. I mean, even winning the finals, taking it to a Game 7. I guess ultimately what's the difference if he takes it to a Game 7 or not, right? But still, with as clutch as he was and as iconic of a figure as he is, if he does actually win the title, it just like solidifies all the fandom stuff that you... Hey, yo, chat doesn't solidify. Pause. It might actually, Reggie Miller, we're pro Reggie Miller on this pod, pause. But just again, with like all the arguments you would make for him as a player and all the legacy stuff you would point to, all would actually lead to him winning a finals at the end of the day. Jalen Rose, chat. The tough turnaround with 0.4 seconds left in the third quarter. Okay, here we go, chat. A potential dramatic, I guess not even a potential, but a dramatic fourth quarter on the line. The Pacers are up by, I don't know the exact score, but I think 4 points here. So we're looking at a 9 to 10 point swing in this quarter. That's not great, chat. That's not great. That means probably a pretty good run here by the Lakers. Would you say maybe to even open this quarter as well, too? Should we have gone through the play-by-play and have tried to figure it out. But they're going to start the quarter with Reggie Miller on the bench. 84-79 starting the fourth quarter in Game 6. The Pacers had the lead. They could get this maybe to a Game 7 in Indiana, or they just play Game 7 in LA as well too. But either way, they could get this to a Game 7 and be one game away from winning their first ever NBA Finals in history. Again, retroactively in 2000. But Jalen Rose drives, Chat. Kobe now on Jalen Rose? Or is that Derek Fisher? Wait, they just painted Derek Fisher. I don't know. So Kobe had the Mark Jackson assignment through a lot of this game early, but now is going to maybe move to the Jalen Rose assignment. So, I mean, you see some of the versatility as well, too, because Jalen Rose was kind of like a 4 almost. I don't know if we go the play-by-play and break down exactly how many minutes he was playing. And I guess they do have... He's probably actually playing more of the 3, but I guess more modern NBA. He could have played the 4 as well, too. I mean, are 6'8" guys just taller, Chad, or are we just not updating guys' measurements as much as we need to? Or I guess they do measure differently as well now, too. So if a guy is 6'8", he is probably, a guy 6'8" back in the day was probably, what, like 6'6" now, versus the guy that's 6'8" now actually is probably like 6'10" back in the day, or something like that. But, so is Tim Duncan a 7-footer, Chad? Tim Duncan's actually a 6-footer? He's not a center after all. Who knows? So Charles Barkley's actually like 6'2". Well, I don't know what he's listed at on Basketball Reference. Is that Wish Shoes, Chat? I don't know if we can even like get a current measurement on Charles Barkley now, if that's totally up to date, if that is correlated enough for his playing days. Oh, Chat, Derek Fisher just hitting clutch threes for the Lakers is one of the most PTSD things that I can witness as a basketball fan. It's a finals against the Pacers, but it doesn't matter. It still brings PTSD to the clutch shots he hits against, honestly, any team. Like we're saying, Pacers here. He hit clutch shots against the Spurs. I guess is he gonna be in the Thunder finals as well too for the Thunder? Holy cow, Derek Fisher will not go away. It is what it is. Definitely one of the players that I was not necessarily most upset about when he retired too. That's for sure. I mean, shout out. We're not hating on Derek Fisher here. It's just, what do you do? The man hates for a team that you cheer against, and he hits some big shots for a team hits some big shots against a team you cheer for. So it's a recipe for us to not necessarily care for Derek Fisher's basketball career. It is what it is. Nothing personal. It kind of feels personal. Well, it's nothing personal against Derek Fisher. It's really a compliment again, because it shows his clutchness for his own team. But it doesn't matter. In this couch, chat, this couch is anti-Derek Fisher. Hey, yo. I mean, we could have... There's the short list of guys. I mean, fortunately for the Spurs, the ultimate stuff. I mean, you get a guy like Kyrie as well, too. Like, that Kyrie game where he just dropped 50 in the regular season. It's like one of the great games in just the regular season recently that, the last handful of years. But, again, it's a regular season game. Spurs, we've won 5 titles at that point. It's not like the Cavs went on to win. I guess, did they go on to win the finals that year? That might have actually been that year. It was in that run, of course, with LeBron and Kyrie. It was one of those first 2 years that they were there. That might have been that first year, honestly, that LeBron was there. Because I think that newness element, that might have been like a very early, not an early, like, great game, but, that extra great game as well, too, where it's like, oh, man, this did feel like a finals game almost in a way. And, of course, they were staring down the Warriors a little bit at that point, but there was an opportunity, I think, that maybe that had been a case. Let's see, Chad. Can we look up the Kyrie? I guess it would be his high for that season, so it wouldn't be too difficult to see here, Chad. Oh, Jalen Rose drawing another foul. So the foul stuff, Jalen Rose, honestly, modern NBA, Chat GPT. Okay, we're going to go to the Chat GPT here for this game and see what they say real quick about some of these questions that we might have. But, yeah, wait, where's his game? Okay, game highs, 54 in Brooklyn. Wait, Cleveland, 57. So, yeah, 14-15, that was that first season that LeBron was in Cleveland in that first season that the Warriors did win the title. So, the Warriors, an early team still emerging at that point, but they were a 60-win team in the regular season that year, if I remember correctly. Where are they at here, chat? 67. Spurs at 55. You had the Rockets at 56, the Grizzlies at 55 as well too, chat. Get out of here, Grizzlies. Dave Yeager, there's no way. If anybody believed in David Yeager over Pop, that's not right. But, of course, Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Conley, Courtney Lee. I forgot Courtney Lee was one of the other guys in that roster as well too, chat. Jeff Green, Tony Allen. They did have Tayshaun Prince, of course, too. But, yeah, here. So what would I say? We were going to go to the chat GPT and see what's going on. Okay, chat. So what were we going to ask it real quick first? Okay, so we were going to ask, okay, whoa, chat GPT, new features. Hey, that's a great job, I guess. But what would have happened in a hypothetical, chat, that might have been our best spelling job yet on the pod, hypothetical game 7 of the 2000 NBA Finals? Is there any way Reggie Miller would have won the finals if it went to a game 7, chat? ChatGPT says, what does it say? A hypothetical game 7 of the finals between the Lakers and the Pacers would have been one of the most intense and pivotal games in NBA history, chat. Not only would this have, of course, determined the finals, but ChatGPT thinks this would have been a pivotal game in NBA history. Actual outcome series. Oh, okay. So it's going to remind us that the Lakers actually won the series. Great job, Lakers, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, this would have been a 2-3-2 scenario. So they would have played game 6 and 7. Game 7 would have been at the Staples Center. Key factors. The first, ChatGPT says the first key factor in game 7 is Shaq's dominance. So, ChatGPT did probably very little research to think of that one, but either way, it's right. It would almost consider in game 6 alone, he had 41 and 12. It says, yeah, of course. So that's the one we have on right now. Pacers had no answer for him. Foul trouble on Smits and Davis would be inevitable. Prediction: Shaq goes for 35, 40, 15 rebounds, dominates in the fourth quarter. Pretty much typical stuff for Shaq there. Kobe's clutch gene. Kobe had his coming out moment in game 4 despite injury. Game 7, he'd likely be closer to fuller strength. Expect him to take over stretches, especially if Shaq is double team or fouled. Chat, it's not hypothetical. Game 7 is not looking good for the Pacers. What does it say about Austin Crowshire? Pacers perimeter game. Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose was a tough matchup, averaging nearly 23 a series. Pacers would hit more threes. Prediction: Reggie Miller scores 28 to 32. Yeah, he rose to the moment, scored 33 in game 5. Jalen Rose with 20 plus, but they continue to struggle. They struggle to contain the Lakers defensively. Okay, chat, 9 minutes left, 90 to 89. Oh, the turnover, the Lakers get the steal. They run out in transition. Shaq to Kobe. Oh, Shaq with the layup. He holds the knee going down, chat. I think he's okay, but and one, Lakers take the lead. Drama, chat. Bench and coaching. Phil Jackson's Game 7 experience would outweigh Larry Bird's, but Larry Bird was a better coach than Phil Jackson, though. So what do you do there? Final prediction, 108 to 101. Shaq wins Finals MVP. Kobe's legend grows. Reggie Miller's best shot at a title fades. Legacy implications: if the Pacers won, Reggie Miller would become a champion. The Shaq, Kobe, okay, yeah, chat. So obviously stuff there. Would you like a blow-by-blow breakdown of how the fourth quarter would have played out? Pause. Hey, yo, chat. No, I don't think we need a blow-by-blow breakdown. Maybe a play-by-play or like a quick summary. But I'm not ready to take that step into the robotic world yet, chat. But this does seem like a dramatic game, though, so that would have been fun. Can it cook up some some highlights? Can it cook up a highlight of Jalen Rose posterizing Shaq, even though they lose the game? Who knows? But Shaq with the rebound pushes the tempo, chats. With 8 minutes left, the Lakers with a 1-point game. Is this where it starts to turn? Rick Fox passes up on the 3. A 1-point lead is all he needs. Oh no, never mind, chat. It was all fake. He got everybody relaxed. Everybody thought Rick Fox was looking to play make, and he just turned and fired a 3. 94 to 90. Oh no, Pacers fans, it's not looking good. Okay, so what would Jalen Rose stat line have looked like in 2025. Let's see what we get here, chat. Would Jalen Rose have been multi-time All-Star in 2025? If Jalen Rose were playing in 2025, his stat line would likely reflect the evolution of the game, so more spacing, pace, and reliance on playmaking. Rose already a 6'8" point forward with elite feel, scoring IQ, and high IQ in general. Fits perfectly in today's positionless NBA. Hypothetical stat line for 2025, assuming he's number 2 or co-primary option on a playoff team. So Jalen Rose could have been 21 points a game, 21 and a half, almost 7 assists a game, and then 5.5 rebounds, 48% from the field, 36% from 3 as well. Versatility, pacing and spacing. Point forward, a blend of Josh Giddey, DeMar DeRozan, Michael Porter Jr., and Joe Ingles. Josh Giddey, DeRozan, Porter Jr., and Joe Ingles. Or Franz Wagner. That would be the mix that makes up, Jalen Rose in 2025. Reggie Miller, the open look for 3, skims off the back of the rim. Dale Davis, though, with the tough and 1. Shout out, Dale Davis. Stepping up clutch in the big moments. Bonus. Oh, if he played for a team like the Knicks, the Kings, Knicks, or Heat, he'd be the engine of the motion offense, regularly posting 25, 7, and 6, multiple 30-point playoff games, all-star level recognition, and at least 2 to 3 selections, Chad. So Knicks, Kings, or Heat would have been. I mean, Heat, of course, Heat culture, Jalen Rose. I mean, maybe he's spoken about that on TV enough to where AI is like, okay, put him there. But let's just say for his career, like, what would have been the best year to have been drafted for Jalen Rose? And then, like, his career going forward, what would be the best version of it? Because you say, okay, he put him in 2025, but what year is he in, Chad? Is he year 7? Is he year 2? Is he year 13? Like, Jalen Rose was drafted in 1994, but the 2018 draft, the Luka draft, Luka, Shea, Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, who else was in this draft? Was he 2019 maybe? So 2019, 2018 style match, it says, playmaking wings, versatile scores, high lottery teams, like Hawks, Magic, and Cavs and Bulls need an interior size IQ. So did the Magic take Jalen Rose in 2018 and then they can't take Paolo in 2020, 2021 or 2022 or whatever year that was? Oh, Shaq with the monster putback dunk, chat. Oh, man. Kobe driving to the rim, but it doesn't matter. Shaq almost breaks the backboard right there. So imagine Rose on the Hawks next to a Trae Young. So somehow they get Jalen Rose and Trae Young. Didn't they have 2 draft picks maybe in that draft? Who knows? Next to Trae Young. Or on the Orlando Magic as their primary offensive initiator. Alternate option, the 2003 draft. Rose would have had landed in an era shifting toward wings and superstars. So this is almost a decade after the 94 draft. Could have paired well as a complementary piece to LeBron or Carmelo on a team like Denver, Miami, or Toronto. So yeah, obviously, would have paired nicely to him. Runner-up. Oh, wow. So we've got an alternate option and a runner-up. So I don't know. This is the top pick, but alternate option, but runner-up. 2020. Teams are more committed to size playmaking. Could be a franchise centerpiece. So basically just replace him for Franz in the 2020 draft. So if we went 2018 draft for our guy Jalen Rose, 6 minutes left, Chad. Oh, Lakers up 5, 99 to 94. So if we went 2018 draft, yeah, Magic, Hawks, Cavs, or Bulls. Oh, Shaq again, just another monster dunk, Chad. It's going to be maybe a lot of that here in the last couple of minutes. So let's see where that would have landed him in terms of picks. So what should we ask in chat? Jalen Rose, what would his Michigan career have looked like to that point? I just have to know. What would his new Michigan, oh yeah, AO chat, career have looked like? Is this a national title this time, chat? In 2017 he wins the national title, or I guess again still like 2018. He could have still been in the March Madness for 2018 and then gone to the 2018 draft. No. Oh, chat. We want if 2018 draft. Oh no, we're gonna have to redo all these stats. If 2018 draft. Oh, it's not even done prompting a stats, chat. Media, persona, and influence. Oh, it's got a lot. It's gonna have to redo. Sorry, chat GPT, for putting in all this work, but we want a fake article. No, we want. What if it was the 2018 draft? Our bad, chat GPT. Okay, it says fine. If he had entered the 20, it might have been ideal for a launching pad. But I want to know a little bit of his career as well too. If he's in the 2020 draft, he's only in his first contract. He doesn't have enough time to have some fun accolades under his belt at this point. Again, we saw Shea in the 2018 draft as Jalen Rose steal Shea's MVP this year. So draft stock would have been top fives on most board. Shea and Sean, so bigger than Shea, better shooting than Josh Giddey, or pre-injury Sean Livingston with a 3-ball. So the Hawks at number 3, Jalen Rose versus Luka in 2018, chat. So the Dallas traded for Luka. Dallas takes Jalen Rose at number 5. So does Dallas trade Jalen Rose for Anthony Davis in 2025, chat? Who knows? Maybe they take... Oh, that could be fun, though. Him in Memphis with instead of the Jaren Jackson spot. Or they take him number 3. Hawks build around him plus John Collins in a methodical Spurs-style attack. Oh, chat. I mean, do we dare put our guy Jalen Rose on the Hawks? Hey, yo. Oh, but the comps continue, chat. Franz, Wagner, DeRozan, and Halliburton. Hey, yo. So Shaq has just continued dominating. 103 to 96. Hey, yo. Speaking of Jalen Rose, he's now spinning to the basket, fouled this time. So his pace, he's at least able to slow it down, control the game, get to the foul line. I mean, all things, again, that would have helped in 2025. Oh, wait, so invented ideal launching pad. So, no, we'll skip the Michigan career at this point, chat, for Jalen Rose. So, Atlanta at number 3, Memphis at number 4, and Dallas at number 5. But, yeah, they take Ja Morant in the 2019 draft. So, does Jalen Rose make them too good for Ja Morant, chat? Hey, yo. Dallas, so I feel like we still want the Dallas-Luka trade thing to happen because, again, with Luka's age, like with Jalen Rose, I guess maybe the Michigan career does become important because he wins the national title at Michigan. How does that affect his conversation versus Luka in 2018? Chat, you got Luka with his pro career as a player of that age versus, well, Jalen Rose did prove that he was a champion, so it's not like there's not that winning gene there. Mark Jackson pushing the pace. Dale Davis better get this to go. The free throw line. The refs are at least trying to get the Pacers back in this game, chat. I mean, you think they'd like the Lakers, but again, in this setup as well, too, you get the Game 7 in LA, so it's not like they go back to Indiana. You have to worry about some weird optimizing the TV markets. And so, you want them to win the series in LA because it's an LA series or whatever. But Dallas, different trajectory if they're number 5. Dallas and Dennis Smith, so Rose and Dennis Smith Jr. clash for control. Not as explosive or generational as Luka, but an all-star. It's really pushing the Hawks, chat. It's not bad. Memphis is fun, but I don't want to put... I feel like, has Jalen Rose talked favorably about Memphis before? I don't know, chat. But he gets a little Taylor Jenkins. Rookie season projections. I guess it doesn't matter where he goes, chat. He's 15, 6, and 4 regardless. First team all-rookie. Career trajectory. Breakout in year 2. Career comp. Oh, that's the Halliburton DeRozan thing. Let's go career redraft. Jalen going 3 or higher. So DeAndre Ayton still goes 1 and Marvin Bagley still goes 2 in this scenario, I guess. It is what it is. And Jalen Rose hits the big shot, chat. Hey, yo, timeout Lakers. Maybe they can still win this one and get this to a Game 7. Let's just go Memphis, chat. Memphis, I don't know. You guys love Jaren Jackson. I don't want to accidentally take Ja Morant away. But let's go career. Should we go ripple effects? Career ripple effects of getting drafted number 4. So this puts him in Memphis, chat. With the Grizzlies. It would have had huge ripple effects on the Grizzlies, Ja Morant in the league. How does this affect Ja Morant? Does he get suspended still? And even the 2020s playoffs landscape. Baseline reality. In real life, they took Ja Morant, or Jaren Jackson at 4. So Ja Morant was drafted in number 2 the next year. The Grizzlies built a fast, athletic team around Ja and JJ. Triple J. Ja became the franchise centerpiece, blah, 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 blah. Alternate timeline. So Jaren Jackson, not in Memphis. Jaren Jackson likely goes 5, replacing Luka in this timeline, since the trade with Atlanta for trade doesn't happen either. More below. Whoa. Memphis doesn't build around shot blocking stretch big. They're now wing led. Memphis never drafts Ja, so that's a weird one, chat. I guess because they end up at number 3. Jalen Rose, he wins one too many games. 18-6-5 as a rookie. They skip Ja in 2019. Ja falls to number 3. Wait, instead they draft Barrett number 3 or DeAndre Hunter to pair with the Rose. But Ja maybe goes to the Knicks. Chat! Ja Morant on the Knicks in this alternate timeline. So this somehow worked out for the Knicks. ChatGPT, maybe this is not real because ChatGPT doesn't know that that's not how it works out in real life. Actually, things don't work out for Knicks fans, unfortunately. But 103-109, chat. Here we go. Okay, so he gets a third-team All-NBA in 2024. Media darling, big NIL to NBA story arc. Oh, chat, we're not even thinking Jalen Rose in the NIL era. Oh, I guess 2018. ChatGPT's a little off there, chat. I don't know if quite NIL would have been in the mix. Playing next to solid veterans like Mike Conley initially, then Dylan Brooks. He grows into a 21-7-5 guy by year 3. So Luka doesn't go to Dallas without the Hawks-Mavs trade. Luka might fall to number 5, but there's no Triple J there. He may go to number 3, Atlanta instead. That means Luka plus John Collins in Atlanta, or maybe Luka and Capella. Oh, chat, exciting. Dallas might be stuck with Mo Bamba or Jaren Jackson Jr. No Luka, no Western Rise. So does Mo Bamba turn into Luka Flag? Cooper Flag? Who do they got, chat? Luka Flag could be a fun player. Who knows? Whoa, Reggie Miller. The clutch gene. The sidestep 3 in the corner, chat. What is that, 106-109? Can we get a scorecard here? What's going on? What finals? I bet by 2012 we get a cost of scorecard, so that's nice, chat. But timeline shifts. So Jalen Rose, Grizzlies franchise player. Cavs or Knicks, less ideal fit for Ja Morant. Luka, possibly Hawks or Magic. And Triple J, Dallas or Magic. Hey, chat, where are all the ripple effects here? So Jalen Rose, 2-time All-Star, 1-time third. So I think that's basically what he had, chat, for his career as well, too. So it's not giving him any more All-Stars, apparently. NBA cares ambassador if he gets, earned by 2020. Oh, because I guess he'd still be playing. Oh, so only 2 All-Stars and a third All-NBA by now. Oh, so who knows? Maybe he continues the rest of his career on a great trajectory. Want to explore what the Grizzlies roster would look like? No. Oh, wait. He's on the Grizzlies. Wait, want to explore a Grizzlies roster with Rose, Barrett, or Cam Johnson? Might have looked like in 2024. Wait, should we go, what does this mean for LeBron? Let's see what happens to LeBron's career if Jalen Rose goes to the Grizzlies in 2018, in the 2018 draft. With the number 4 pick, setting off a domino effect. Okay, so Ja Morant to the Knicks, Luka. Okay, back to Luka to the Hawks. Then yes, LeBron's path shifts, particularly in the Western Conference. The balance of power, chat. So, could this affect the bubble title potentially? This would have been the draft right before the bubble title. No Luka Doncic-led Mavs to knock on the Lakers' door in the 2021 playoffs. No Ja-led Grizzlies creating chaos in 22 or 23. Instead of LeBron's primary Western threats being Jokic. Okay, instead LeBron's primary Western. So Jokic in Denver anyways. Clippers went healthy and Suns with CP3. So for some reason, CP3 never gets traded in this version as well, too. Because we didn't affect the DeAndre Ayton timeline in 2018. Imagine, chat, Jalen Rose, CP3, and Devin Booker? I guess maybe they still need a center in that lineup. So, they should have taken Ayton. But that would have been fun. I mean, that's still the Luka stuff as well, too. Fewer in-conference losses for LeBron. So the West actually gets easier. Preserves LeBron wear and tear. ChatGPT pro LeBron. Add one more finals, chat, for LeBron. And GOAT's resume grows even stronger. Oh, chat. LeBron versus Knicks and Ja becomes a national rivalry on a Christmas rivalry. Ja's brash New York presence becomes a new foil to LeBron's corporate superstar persona. So it goes with, LeBron maybe even tries to sign him to Spring Hill. Hey, yo, chat. He gets the old try to recruit the guy to his own side sort of ordeal. Sort of the Mr. Potter, Jimmy Stewart sort of play, I guess. But endgame implications, I guess it doesn't say which title LeBron wins, I guess. But somehow LeBron wins the title, an extra title if Jalen Rose goes number 4 to the Grizzlies. So, Jalen Rose 2018 wouldn't have been bad, chat. I think it would have. I think at any era, I think Jalen Rose obviously would have been a great, impactful player. So yeah, he got, I guess, no All-Stars, no All-NBAs for Jalen Rose. Blasphemous, chat. Blasphemous, criminal. 20 points a game, multiple years here. No All-Star appearance. We got 13th in MVP voting in that year that we're watching here for the finals, but no All-Stars. So most improved player is definitely a great recognition for sure. But still, chat, you got to reward our guy. I guess let's take a look here. Let's see who was even on the All-Star team this year. 107 to 110. 2 minutes left, chat. There's the finals on the line. We should pay attention. We don't want to see the Lakers win the finals. It is what it is. We're pausing it with 2 seconds left. Unless there's like an actual play that needs to be run. I guess with 2 seconds left, you can't really run it. Well, no, 0.2 seconds left. You can't run a play. Oh, the Lakers hustle. Does it force the turnover? Glenn Rice on Crowshire, chat? Hey, yo. Not quite, I don't think. I think still going to be Pacers ball, but the energy, the momentum has definitely been injected. That's for sure. So, All-Stars in the 1920 season. We have, for the East, we got Ray Allen, Vince Carter, Dale Davis. Like we said, so they gave Dale Davis the All-Star love over Jalen Rose. Grant Hill, Allen Houston, Allen Iverson, Eddie Jones, Reggie Miller, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Glenn Robinson, not Glenn Rice, Glenn Robinson, and Jerry Stackhouse as well, too. Ooh, Jerry Stackhouse, chat. Shout out. I'm not trying to take an all-star away from Jerry Stackhouse. What do we got this year? Oh, not 20. He's 29 a game the next year, almost 30 a game. This year, he is 23.6, 42% from the field, 28% from 3. AO, chat. The shots were going up for Stackhouse that year. But the next year at almost 30 a game is pretty crazy. Led the league in free throws made. So an early foul merchant, Jerry Stackhouse. Hey, yo, chat. Allen Houston in 1990-2000, 19 a game, 19-3-2, 48% from the field, 43% from 3 is pretty good, chat. What were the Knicks' record this year? 50-32. And that was the conference finals matchup, of course, as you would expect, chat. Knicks versus Pacers meeting in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So did it go down to like Allen Houston versus Jalen Rose basically for that spot? Because I guess, again, well, Dale Davis, like we said, his own teammate, got the nod there. So again, shout out to Dale Davis, but maybe it should have been Jalen Rose if you're going to go to Pacers that ways. Eddie Jones? Was this a Heat run for our guy Eddie Jones? Oh, Charlotte, chat. 20 points a game, over 2.5 steals. 5 rebounds, 4 assists. So he was third in Defensive Player of the Year voting and third team All-NBA. Second team All-Defense, but third in Defensive Player of the Year voting is a little bit strange. So a little voter inconsistency, I guess. But Alonzo Mourning, Iverson, of course, Mutombo, Glenn Robinson, all these guys are going to be pretty elite for this year. Grant Hill, if he's healthy enough to make the All-Star game, he's obviously, Grant Hill's in the Hall of Fame, so, obviously great player. But Glenn Robinson, 1990-2000, 20.9 points a game, 6 rebounds, 47% from the field, 36% from 3. So Glenn Robinson was a decent three-point shooter, Chad. I guess I didn't realize that. One year it really dropped off here to 29% in the next season after this one. But for from 97 here, let's see, 97 to that's 32, 34. So I guess at least this 3-year run anyways, earlier in his career. Only 2 attempts a game, but 37% from 3 for across 184 games there. 20 points a game for his whole career. Glenn Robinson, not in the Hall of Fame, chat. I guess only 2 All-Stars, but still, yeah, 20.7 points per game his entire career. And that still includes a couple seasons here, a 16-point-a-game season and a 10-point-a-game season. So, peak of his powers, Glenn Robinson. Not quite a decade-long run, but 21 a game, 21 and 6, 46% from the field as well. So, a 6-7, I guess. Yeah, shout out Glenn Robinson, for sure, chat. We're pro Glenn Robinson on this pod as well, too. Of course, his son is legendary Michigan trio member as well. But Glenn Rice, okay, he's been stuck at 14 here. Points for a second, chat. Breaking it there with the free throw attempt. 109 to 111, about to be 109 to 112 as our guy Glenn Rice sinks this second free throw here. Assuming he gets it, swish, chat. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. So how many more does Shaq have to go at this point to get to his 41, just 41 and 12? I guess he did slow down the rebounding there a little bit for a second, but Lakers perimeter defense, Rick Fox in Reggie Miller's space. It's Crowshire. Crowshire with the post up. Trying to take it himself, chat. With a minute left in the finals on the line, they're going Austin Cryer post up? Austin Crowshire? Who is this guy? Reggie, get a little greedy. You're just going to have to go one-on-one, take your guy. Froby in the mid-range. Oh, almost got that to go. That's an early Kobe shot right there. That little spin into the free throw line mid-range. Oh, rush shot on the perimeter. Reggie trying to draw the foul. And that's also a 20-25 shot right there. A three-pointer too early into the possession, thinking you're going to get the foul call. I mean, if you get the foul call there, you're taking 3 shots to go to the line and tie the game. Reggie Miller's not too mad about that. But Kobe immediately drives, and then Kobe, aggressive basketball play, attacking. He actually does get the foul there. And now with the chance to make it, a 2-score game. But we almost need to go back and see a highlight of that Reggie Miller shot, because that's tough, chat. That's tough. 30 seconds left, game 6. Finals on the line. You do have a chance there to, cut it to a 1-point game or even tie it up if you do swing it around and get a good look for 3. So speaking of, Kobe really laying the foundation of his performances, chat. 8 for 27 in this game. Just perfect Kobe efficiency in all this stuff. But get the big shots when it matters. Aggressive, attacking. Don't need to even worry about trying to set up Shaq in those type of ways. And you don't even have to worry about having Shaq with the free throw stuff out here. You got Kobe and Glenn Rice. I mean, you're fine. You are good to go. I mean, they're not to the point. And that's the thing, like, maybe back then, it was still a storyline. So it's not like they weren't thinking about lineups and all that stuff. But maybe now we would overthink it a little bit too much with the efficiency and the advanced stats and be like, well, there's just no way you can have Shaq out there. So it's like, what do you mean there's no way we can have Shaq out there? He's Shaq. We can't just have him out there for the times he, might dominate in the last 13 seconds a game, even if the free throw percentage is not the highest number on the court. So, yeah, there's that rush 3-pointer. It's really all it is, Chad, is a rush 3-pointer. He tried to, I think, again, sell the foul at the end because it was a tough shot. But 2 for 9, or I guess he would have been 2 for 8 going into that shot then as well. Tough, chat. I mean, he is open. Halliburton maybe would have liked that shot. That's not too far off from the shot that I forget even what shot Halliburton was breaking down when was that Garland that he was breaking down when he was watching that shot that him and Channing Frye were debating about they were doing like a playoff watch long game, and Channing Frye was like, that's a bad shot. Halliburton was like, no, I'd shoot that shot. So maybe he'd shoot that shot that Reggie Miller took there, but again, it is early, so maybe that's just the, are you going to get more open than that? But I don't know, chap. I guess just more, we also think that the great players can get great looks as well too, so would he have the ability to get a great look or, even hit a difficult shot if he needed to? Not to say, like, would you rather him hit a difficult shot later on just because you don't want him to take an easier one earlier on. Like, that doesn't make sense, but still. And then you get the Mark Jackson floater, running hook shot, going over the backboard. Dale Davis with the rebound there, chat. Makes it a 3-point game, 5 seconds left. I mean, you can still steal the inbound here. You still got to not give up on the closeout. I mean, you can see the foul game is about to be played here on this last look. But do we just cut it off there, chat? We see what happens. We just skip through. We don't need to see. Oh, is there like a trophy celebration on the end of this video as well, too? Ayo, chat. Ayo. Okay, 2.5, 106.11 does end up being the final score as well. Oh, shout out Coach Bird, chat. The legendary Coach Bird. Okay, here we go. Final possession of the game. I'm guessing, maybe. Pacers to inbound. Mark Jackson, specifically. Standing near the midcourt line. Kobe to defense. Okay, no, Joey Crawford knows the finals are about over, so he's got to wander around, delay some stuff, get some screen time real quick. Larry Bird's got to suffer. I mean, poor Bird, chat. He can't get past the Lakers at any point. He's a player for the Celtics. He's taken down by the Lakers. Pause. It's a coach for the Pacers. Beaten the finals by the Lakers. Reggie Miller, the quick turnaround three doesn't go. It's not enough. The Lakers and Shaq, they win their first finals. Jack Nicholson shaking Phil Jackson's hand. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We needed this finals very much. Thank you. Glenn Rice, a champion. Kobe, a champion. Shaq, a champion. Okay, great players, chat. We love them all, but that Lakers jersey is disgusting. Okay, there we go, chat. Shout out to the Lakers. Shout out to the Pacers. Game 1 in the hatch. We still got to skim through, though, real quick. We got to revisit Thunder versus Heat as well, too. Durant, Westbrook, Harden, and Kendrick Perkins. The big four, chat. That's what we remember, right, for OKC. Sam Presti. How did he acquire Kendrick Perkins to assemble the championship team for the Thunder? We will find out, chat, on the other end of this break. Well, I got to figure out if we can get into these Pacers, Heat, or I guess Heat, Thunder's games. What can League Pass? Let us watch the old finals games. We'll find out up next. Okay, chat. The game that we got going, I guess we're moving on. 2012 NBA Finals. The last time the Thunder have appeared in this round of the playoffs. Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka against the Miami Heat. Of course, they lost in 5, but a pretty tough-fought series throughout. And the game that I could find on the, in the deep reaches of YouTube was Game 3, chat. So, Game 1, the Thunder were able to go out and get the Heat, but the next 4 games, of course, the Heat did win. And there's a couple moments. I think Game 4 was the one I was looking for. League Pass, I think, cuts off the next season. So 2012-13 is where the library stops, at least on the mobile app. Because it wouldn't, on the TV, it just lets you go back as far as you want. Pause. But, hey, yo, pause. But yeah, on the mobile app, I think it cuts you off at 2012-13. But there is a couple of, there's a moment in Game 4 where I think the third quarter, Wade and LeBron really had to go toe-to-toe with Durant and Westbrook in a really crazy way. I almost just want to see if we can just find that quarter and just watch highlights from that. But this Game 3 is pretty crazy as well, too. Not a great Westbrook game. 19, 8 for 18 from the field. Again, Game 4 is another one of the high-quality performances all the way around. I think LeBron, 11 for 23. I guess a tough Wade game as well, too. Bosh, 3 for 12. What was Bosh's numbers in this finals as well? I mean, Bosh, of course, just a great player all the way around. But I think some of the finals box scores are a little interesting to go back and look at. Let's see what we have here, chat. Oklahoma City against Dallas, 41% for the field, 18 a game. Against Oklahoma City, 14 a game, 45% from the field. Against San Antonio the first time, 12 a game, 46. And then against San Antonio the second time, 14. 55% from the field. Actually and 38% from the 3 is actually his best finals, at least efficiency. Just looking at those numbers. So I guess on the series, not too bad for OKC. We do a retroactive Chris Bosh here, chat. I guess 2012, there isn't necessarily a career that we could put into the chat GPT and redo. It would be more of a, if we put this guy, maybe we go the other way, chat. Do we go all the way out and go what happens if we put Westbrook in the 60s? I guess we have to do that now that we've said it. We can't propose that idea and not see where that takes us. But is there a more subtle, maybe more interesting one? Because, like Mario Chalmers, I don't know, chat, Norris Cole. Who is the best player? Who is the most random player that could have been an all-star in the 60s? Maybe we just ask it that question, chat. I know that really has nothing to do with this finals. But I feel like we just need to know. We'll say worst, chat. Nobody in the NBA is worst, obviously. They're all great players. But just for the sake of this typing out the search or the prompt, who is the worst NBA player right now? Not just that. That's not the question, right, chat? Right now, who could have been an all-star in the... Do we go 50s or 60s? 60s, I feel like, is the competitiveness of the modern time starting to take shape in the 60s. Chat. What does that mean? Hey, yo. Does that mean the league getting, is diversity starting to enter the league in the 60s? What's happening? But who is the worst NBA? We'll say 50s then. Just go wipe these guys out, chat. Pause. Who is the worst NBA player right now that could have been an all-star in the 50s? Is it, speaking of, I guess Norris Cole is not a current NBA player. But is it a Norris Cole level player? Current status, a Thanasis Antetokounmpo, essentially a bench player. So yeah, his defensive and rebounding and transition game would have made him an all-star level player in the 50s. Chat. How do you say this guy's name? Mamadou Kenbegali, chat. I used to know how to say that guy's name, unfortunately. Taco Fall. That's a fun one, chat. Chappy T with a good poll. Simone Fontecchio, chat. Fontecchio is actually a good poll. Hey, yo, shout out. So maybe we need to keep an eye on Fontecchio for the Spurs if we could somehow, trademark it, free agency stuff. Oh, chat, that classic Wade spin move. I mean, he made a Hall of Fame. I was going to say, can a guy make the Hall of Fame on one move now? But I mean, we just had Harden is going to go in the Hall of Fame on a step back, and now, is Shea going to make the Hall of Fame going to the free throw line, Chad? Whoa! Shout out, free throw merchant. So Simone Fontecchio, hey yo, chat, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, that's hilarious. Shout out to Thanasis. But what would? Let's see here, Russell Westbrook. Do we go 60s for Russell Westbrook just to mix up the era, Chad? Not for any other reason, but what would Russell Westbrook's? Do we have to go like his whole career, chat? Russell Westbrook's career have looked like what draft? Do we put him in the 59 draft? Is that too old? 61 draft? Kareem was, I think, 69 draft. What was Russell Westbrook's draft looked like if I'm for some reason I want to say 61 if he was drafted. Is that like Oscar? Maybe that's like Oscar Robertson range. Maybe Oscar was 59, chat. So a couple of years after Oscar. I mean, he basically would just be like an Oscar Robertson type, right? So I guess it wouldn't be too rare. So just a more athlete, 2025 modern athlete, Oscar Robertson, essentially, not necessarily groundbreaking. If he was drafted. So do we have to go the 70s or a different era, chat? I don't know. But if he was drafted in 1961... let's just see what it says. Okay, is he the best player of all time, I guess? Context, 61. NBA was smaller, 9 teams. Let's say he was drafted by the Royals. Oh, so it's Russell Westbrook and Oscar. Or the Pistons needing a backcourt spark. So, yeah, I mean, his comparison to Oscar is going to be right there. Oh, Chad, he's worse if he put him in the 60s. He's only 22, 6, and 5, apparently. High turnovers, unofficially, though. Lots of fast breaks and likely some criticism for being out of control. Hey, yo, chat. Prime years from 65 to 72. So he wouldn't have played. This would have been pre-merger as well, too. Combination of Oscar Robertson, Walt Frazier, and Hal Greer. Shout out to Hal Greer. The Hall of Famer legend Hal Greer, chat. I don't know if Hal Greer's ever been brought up in a Russell Westbrook comparison conversation, but let's start, chat. For those now going forward, when we mention historic Westbrook guys like Oscar, but what about Hal Greer? Maybe if we ever get to drop that, chat, I don't know how we naturally work that into a conversation at some point. But it's like, yeah, Westbrook, he reminds me of a little Hal Greer. I had a little Hal Greer in Westbrook's game for sure. Oh, is that Harden with the early pull-up stuff? It will be fun to go back. I think maybe Harden's game will be the most fun to watch. And what I think, weirdly enough, Durant's game is the least interesting to me to see where it's not the least interesting. But, again, his game sort of built on his game just sort of became a refined version of what it always was, and still is, obviously. But that post, that big mid-range score, where as the 3-point stuff focused, and it was like, okay, he was able to extend that efficiency out to the 3-point range, and it just became again a more focused part of the NBA. It made sense that he would be really good at that, but still the way he was able to operate in the mid-range and using his size and some of the post-up and, one-on-one off the dribble stuff is the stuff that has been refined and perfected over the course of his career. But this version of Westbrook, again, just I guess him playing at this level next to a number 2 because, and I guess maybe just seeing his out-of-controlness in the finals, Westbrook, how does he put it together in a way like, because that's why I wanted to see that quarter, chat. I wanted to see all those guys going against each other at the highest level. Westbrook playing really well against Wade, and then Durant versus LeBron. It's just obviously a fun cross comparison matchup as well too. I mean, Harden versus Bosh is a great impact level number 3 matchup at this point in their careers, but stylistically those guys aren't necessarily directly guarding each other as well too. And we've got Chalmers on Westbrook as well early, we should say. So is Wade on Harden Wade is on, or is LeBron on Harden, chat? They've got Wade off to the side. So, yeah, peak years. Comparison, like we said, Hal Greer. Probably no MVPs. Those went mostly to the centers, chat. Ayo. Probably part of a title-winning team. Zelmo Beatty or Nate Thurmond. So, Westbrook can win the title if he plays. Zelmo Beatty is definitely a name I know because I think he's the villain in Civil War. But also, that's just a unique name, and I'm pretty sure I've heard it before. Yeah, Hall of Famer, ABA legend, chat. So played for St. Louis. I guess ABA more than so win from NBA to the ABA. Did not play illegal, chat. Uh-oh. What did our guy Zelmo Beatty do? Do we need to look up Zelmo Beatty real quick? I don't know if this is going to get dark or if we're going to get like a game. I'm not saying like hopefully a gambling story, but maybe something along those lines more so than something tragic maybe. But let's see here, chat. All-star appearances. ABA was legally barred from playing in the ABA by a legal injunction from the Hawks. Oh, so yeah, just basketball leverage and the competitiveness of the two leagues. The Hawks, I guess, Kendrick lawsuited this, or I guess lawsuit against Kendrick, but they threw a UMG lawsuit at him and said he's not a hit. I don't know what it was, chat, but Zelmo Beatty with the lawsuit couldn't play that year. Then went to the ABA and just dominated as well too. But in the NBA, so Westbrook and the Hawks. Wait a second. So, okay, let's see here, chat. Let's cook up the hypothetical Westbrook career in the '60s, I guess. We got the St. Louis Hawks here. Finished 48 and 32 and 62-63. So wait, can we go to their draft pick? When did they take? I guess let's go to his page here back real quick. Third overall pick in the '62 draft by the Hawks. So DeBusschere. Oh, he was actually the 5th pick. Okay. I don't know why it says 3rd pick here, chat. What is this listing? For some reason, it does get weird sometimes with the way it lists the numbers. Like, it has Jerry Lucas as pick number 2, pick number 6, but also pick number 2, but it says round 2, who knows, chat. But so we got Beatty as the 5th pick in the draft. Paul Hogue, unfortunately, and Billy McGill were not able to keep up. But yeah, Jerry Lucas, obviously iconic, and so is DeBusschere. And Havlicek. Whoa, Chet. Havlicek at 9. Leading the class. Chet Walker as well, too. 18K points. So, this is a great class, chat. You got 9 guys with 9,000 or more points in their career. Terry Dishlinger as well, too. See, who even knows where he was picked? Yeah, 10th overall, chat. Was able to have a pretty sustained career as well. Okay, so they get Beatty at 5th. In the '61 draft, they drafted, let's see here, chat, Cleo Hill. So Cleo Hill played 58 games and scored 320 points. He played 1,050 minutes, scored 320 points. Walt Bellamy was the number 1 overall pick in this draft. Don Kojis, hey, yo, chat. I don't know what this name is, but Kevin Lottery scored 11,000 points. Bill Bridges, 11,000 points, and then Ray Scott, 10,000 points for this draft. So is this the '61 draft? Okay, the '61 draft, chat. So yeah, okay, it's working out perfect. So let's say Westbrook is drafted 5th by the Hawks. Or wait a second. He'd be 8th by the Hawks. I guess 5th was next year. Zelmo Beatty was picked 5th. Okay, yeah, so let's say Westbrook. And what if Westbrook was paired with Zelmo Beatty for a career? The Westbrook Zelmo Beatty career, instead of, would they have traded the 3rd player on that team like Harden and broken up the big 3 back in the day? Who knows? Was Nico Harrison running the Thunder back in the day, chat? Hey, yo, got him. But what if Westbrook was paired with Beatty for his career? What happens, chat? Is this an all-time pairing? I mean, you've got a fierce combination of relentless play, physical dominance, and rebounding, chat. So this becomes a WNBA team. Hey, yo, IT, cut that out. Westbrook's explosive, ball-dominant slasher. Beatty, undersized center. Extremely consistent. A 20 and 10, 18 and 10 type guy in that range. Potential outcomes, regular season impact. A team in the early '60s and '70s. They weren't built to. They weren't built to handle a fast physical duel like this. They could rival the other duos of Jerry West. So you'd have in the '60s, you'd have Jerry West and Wilt. I guess that'd been more in the '70s, but yeah, Jerry West and Wilt, Oscar and Lucas, Walt and Willis Reed, and Russell Westbrook and Zelmo Beatty, chat. In the right situation, yes. Say they're on a team like the Hawks, Beatty's original team, or a hybrid franchise. They could win a title or 2. Biggest obstacle, Celtics, Russell Celtics or Wilt's Sixers. So statistical projections, they got Westbrook at one scoring title and one champion, 7-9 All-Stars. So 61 to they're giving him, a 14-year career, and then Beatty on the same timeline as well too. Seen as a blue collar super duo, not as elegant as West and Wilt, but relentless and powerful. So it's really relying on relentless, chat. The 60s and 70s version of John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. Hey, yo, what does that say about Beatty, chat? I mean, this is a pro DeMarcus Cousins pod. We have to hold up Sam's end of the deal, chat. He's a pro DeMarcus Cousins guy. So, I mean, if you want to hear anybody bring up the hypothetical, I mean, if you make no mistake, we get Sam here on the Chat GPT. What's he gonna go for, Chat? Would the Pelicans have won the finals with DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis? That's got to be a top 5 Sam Chat GPT question at this point. I guess maybe like his number 1 is, are there any miracle cures for Achilles injuries? To see if he can get Jason Tatum back. How many more Super Bowls will Pat Mahomes win? Maybe is in the. I honestly feel like he would go more to the Pelicans. He's gotten what, 4? We've lost count, Chad. Has he gotten 4 from Mahomes already? Like, he doesn't necessarily need more. It'd be nice if he won more, but they don't need more necessarily. So okay, if they were on the Hawks, what year would have been their best shot at a title, chat? Which year could they have gotten over the Boston Celtics? In the 60s, potentially. And I guess, again, what year was Russell drafted again? We'd have to go back and double check that. But if Russell Westbrook and Zelmo Beatty, maybe 68. Okay, the Celtics were aging. Bill Russell still dominant, but also player coaching and near retirement. Wilt had just moved to the Lakers, but they hadn't quite gelled. So you get them before the chemistry develops. The Sixers collapsed without him, and the Hawks in real life made the Western Division Finals that year at 56-26, but lacked backcourt explosiveness. So, hey, who knew, chat? Westbrook actually could have helped the 1968 Hawks. He might have actually been able to help the rest. So, oh, wait, they had Lenny Wilkins? So Joe Caldwell, Bill Bridges' undersized power forward, elite rebounder. Could Joe Caldwell have moved to the 4? Oh, wait, so you have these 4 guys and then Westbrook. So, yeah, Beatty, Bridges, Caldwell, Wilkins, and Westbrook. I'll lock it in, chat. 68, they're the champions. Lenny Wilkins and Westbrook, that is a pretty tough backcourt. If that is the 60s matchup there. Playoff matchup, so Western Conference Finals, they would have played the Lakers. Real series, Lakers beat the Hawks 4-2. With Westbrook, the Hawks push the pace and take advantage of the Lakers' slow gelling, chat. Outcome, Hawks win in 7 behind Beatty's strength and Westbrook's chaos. Finals, Hawks versus Celtics. Bill Russell's last year. Oh, no, chat. So the legendary Bill Russell could have gone out on a championship win, but Russell Westbrook in a time machine teams up with Zelmo Beatty and takes the 1968 championship away from Bill Russell. Sorry to Celtics fans, but I guess Bill Russell only has 12 championships now. Hey, yo. And ChatGPT was literally like, well, maybe Russell's last year. So apparently 69, Cowens starts to move in at that point or something. But outcome, Hawks win in 6 or 7. Finals MVP Russell Westbrook puts up a 27, 10, and 8. Hey, yo, chat. Ripple effects of the 68 title. Westbrook is seen as the next-gen answer to Oscar Robertson. Beatty gets more All-NBA consideration and stays in the NBA. Oh, he never goes to the ABA, chat. There's no legality issues either. Hawks become a 70s powerhouse, shifting the NBA center of gravity away from brands like Boston and New York. Oh, chat, he crumbles the Knicks. He may derail the Knicks' 70s title run. So I guess the Knicks, they win it back by getting Ja Morant in this convoluted NBA timeline of history, where Jalen Rose is playing in 2018, but Russell Westbrook is playing in 1968. Chat, the time machine is all over the place. But the Knicks are this Willis Reed title is apparently off the board. Zelmo Beatty, Russell Westbrook just too much for an injured Willis Reed apparently, and Zelmo Beatty. I guess they weren't playing the Hawks in the finals then at Eastern Conference and all that stuff. But other contender years, basically the early 60s and late 70s. Ooh, 71 Bucks. Kareem's Bucks run over. Too late for Beatty though in 71, unfortunately. Celtics win again, but fading in 69. Lakers improve, though. Maybe get a little too tough. Okay, chat, there we go. That's pretty fun. Russell Westbrook in 1968, I guess. So I don't know, what will continue for our hypothetical. Is every NBA what-if scenario continue? Well, the ripple effects are going to start crisscrossing at some point. And it's going to be, our timelines are going to get messed up, chat. How do we have a limit to how much we can mess with the NBA timeline on ChatGPT? I don't know. Otherwise, it's going to be like, well, Shaq played for both the Lakers and the Clippers and the Spurs and the Phoenix Suns. And it's like, how is this even possible in this 1 year? Shaq both made the Hall of Fame, but also played in the ABA at some, just timelines are going to start getting mixed up. Shaq in the ABA chat. Uh-oh. That could be a whole ChatGPT deep dive as well, too. But here we go. Okay, 26-20, chat. Second quarter starting. Harden trying to attack, but double teamed, pushed off his spot. And who do they have, Cephalosha? Because Roberson, I don't think is the... Oh, chat, we're not in 2000. I went to the 2000s finals. We're in 2012. Thunder versus Heat. Here we go. And the Heat, again, there still is those questions. I mean, I remember, at least for myself in the finals, and the 2011 one, of course, is such an amazing finals because in the moment, we did all think the Heat were going to win that finals. And it was like, wait, is this actually happening? Dirk's going to win this finals? So, this team running it back the next year, it was still... I was still going into this finals as a young basketball fan, still thinking the Heat are probably going to win this finals. So, at the end of it, being in 5, they're winning all these games as the series goes along. Even after that game 1, it's like, yeah, this all makes sense. But the Thunder were playing right there. I think maybe, as a young basketball fan, we didn't appreciate how close the Thunder were to taking down. Again, it just kind of focused on the end result. Oh, no, the Heat are winning the finals. Oh, no, LeBron, it's finally happening. The takeover, the super team, it's going to be unstoppable. And then the Spurs and Heat hadn't even, of course, really gotten to their finals rivalry yet. That would be the next 2 years after this. So it's not like there's a playoff rivalry that's developing before that, obviously. So, I mean, really, they're just staring each other down as the two best franchise in the league. And to be honest, I was kind of, and I mean, I still kind of am, chat. I've always just been in denial of OKC as the next ascending franchise. Back in the day, again, with San Antonio, I mean, we didn't win the finals, from 2007 to 2014. So there was quite a bit of breakup and a couple of earlier playoff exit as well, too. And we even had, the Thunder eliminated the Spurs this year to advance in the playoffs, to get to the finals as well, too. So there was a literal, uh-oh, are the Thunder actually taking our spot? But I was just in denial. So I was like, there's no way. The Spurs are still the best franchise in the league. We have to win at least one more title, with this group of guys, where I'm, a conscious NBA fan witnessing this. Because there's no, I'm going to root for this Tim Duncan Ginobili core and never see him actually, fully win a title. That would just be insane, chat. Because, again, we really just got in on that. The end of the run there, when we started remembering basketball. The end of the 2000s run, where they were winning all the titles in the same area. But, and yeah, even right now, it's okay, I get that they're set up for the next 25 years in the future with all the draft picks, but I still believe in the Spurs. I still believe in Wembanyama. I would still be I'd still rather be the Spurs with Wembanyama. And again, maybe the Spurs fans, I feel like I can speak for the Spurs fans, honestly. I feel like I'm a pretty committed Spurs fan. Yeah, we'll prop up the Wembanyama jersey. I feel like we're top percentage for Spurs fans, but still, I don't want to just always put myself in the position to be speaking for the fan base. But I feel like I can say pretty comfortably that as Spurs fans, we still would not swap places with the Thunder. Hey, yo, chat, we would not team swap. We would not do a little roster swap with the Thunder. I get the picks. I get Shea literally just won MVP of the league. They could literally just win the finals. They could sweep the Pacers, and we wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'd be a little surprised. I think we expect the Pacers to compete a little bit. But I was looking up the odds with somebody at work the other day, and we were like, oh, man, they're the game 1. It's not looking good, the series. They're not giving the Pacers any chance. So, I mean, they could just go right in and sweep the finals, and it'd be I'd still rather have Wembanyama and be the Spurs going forward, and Dylan Harper and Steph Castle and all these guys. Wembanyama and the hypothetical possibility of Giannis. Both the hypothetical possibility, chat. but I just, the idea of maybe we could have Giannis and Wemby, like, I'd rather have that than the Thunder almost winning the title, I guess. But that's how delusional we are right now with Wembanyama, chat. I think I can say that for a lot of Spurs fans, that would be the case. And again, the Steph Castle piece does help the whole roster aspect of it. I mean, De'Aaron Fox as well, too, as a guy or, whatever that asset becomes. I mean, I imagine he's going to be a great piece of the team going forward. Oh, chat, Mike Miller. Ew! We're not pro Mike Miller on this pod. One shoe Mike Miller is... I mean, Mike Miller is right up there with Michael Myers for us, for, like, scariest characters ever in entertainment, chat. It's like, who are the best villains in history? Mike Miller and Michael Myers, 1 and 2, and then maybe Thanos, and then, or I guess, the Joker, Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. But nothing is scarier. I guess, as individual players, there's other individual plays from Spurs Heat's finals series that I'm just not, did they even happen, chat? I feel like I'm traumatized by those plays. They're blacked out from my memory. But, Mike Miller's performance in some of those quarters were just at least under blackout range, pause, but still, like, incredibly traumatizing, incredibly scary to witness. Just, I don't know if he had his own, if Ludwig was scoring the third quarter of some of those finals games to Mike Miller shooting threes, but it really did seem like it there for a second, chat, against the Spurs. Oh, Wade with the athletic swooping attempt to the finish. Kendrick Perkins with the even more athletic attempt to block it, chat. You forget Kendrick Perkins had a vertical leap. People act like on NBA Countdown he didn't, but, I mean, he's out there trying. The problem is he's playing next to Serge Ibaka and Durant. That was really the problem, chat. If Perkins was playing next to Tim Duncan, I mean, it would have been a whole other situation. Oh, Scott Brooks with the early technical. Hey, yo. I mean, obviously he's not going to look like a better player next to Tim Duncan, but the athleticism is not going to be a jarring thing in the same way. Speaking of Norris Cole, you got Norris Cole almost out-rebounding Perk. Hey, yo, chat. Do we need to look up Perk? What is Perk's best finals game? I was seeing on one of the countdown segments at work that they were running a Perk, just like Perk stats for one of the games. Wait, are we watching Game 4, chat? I forget which game we're watching here. Oh, we're watching Game 3. Okay, I was going to say, wait, Game 4? This was a crazy Westbrook game? I didn't think that was the case. But, yeah, Game 3. So Westbrook, immediately makes up for the performance in Game 3 with an outstanding Game 4 performance. Yeah, the one we're watching tonight, 8 for 18. So if we could uncover the footage for this Game 4, it'll be crazy. But I think this third quarter is the one we were mentioning, maybe. You got Durant with 8, Durant with 10, Westbrook with 8, LeBron with 10, and Wade with 10. So all of the 4-star guys are going off really. Pause. Harden not really taking a field goal in that quarter, but again, a younger Harden at that point. Still, Westbrook and Durant were still the leading force of the team, obviously. So if it goes into the sort of duos battle, it's going to be Durant and Westbrook versus Harden and LeBron, of course, and that is just a insane sort of type of finals to witness as well too, because I mean, you think I've been thinking a lot about, of course, in NBA history, like, what are the correlations for the Thunder? Like, who is the best set up to win the finals? And I was thinking about, expectations as well too. Like, who are these teams in NBA history that we've thought about that are like, oh, this team is on pace to win the finals. This team has all the pieces. They're putting the pieces together and they're actually accomplishing it. Like, at least, again, for my generation, for at least fans like that have watched as many years of basketball that I can, as I have, like, as few have they been, Chad. The two teams that I was initially thinking of like that were the Celtics with Tatum and Brown in that combo, and you're like, okay, this combo, as it's developing and forming, you're like, this should definitely be a championship. This is on pace to be a championship level combo. And the other one, of course, would have been this trio of Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. And it's an interesting debate on whether or not you would take the full Thunder roster versus this trio. But I do think that the star power of this trio, chat, is just so insane. It's just so insane. I mean, Durant is obviously, with all due respect to Shea, like, he could have a great career. Durant's maybe a top 15 player of all time, and maybe even better basketball talent than that as well, too. Like, is Durant a top 7 basketball talent that has ever played the game? I mean, there's definitely a case, and the Durant and the Westbrook factor. Like Westbrook is, we go top 7 again, maybe top 7 athlete, maybe top 1 athlete to ever play in the NBA, but also, like we're saying, just an elite scorer with Durant, an elite, a one of one unique scorer in Durant, of one of one unique athlete in Westbrook, and then what would end up also kind of becoming a, Harden as a 2-guard scorer. This is maybe a little more, not replicable, but still kind of a one-on-one scorer as well too. Like there was just more unique, more high. Like I guess are Chet and Jalen Williams going to be the MVP of the league at some point? We don't want to put it past them, but obviously, Westbrook and Harden did accomplish that, and were multiple years first team All NBA, great players, generational players, all 75 lists for their careers for the NBA stuff. But for them to be battling, I guess my point was what I was going to make, for them to be battling the LeBron and Wade combo at this stage in their careers, where again, LeBron hadn't quite won the, like, I guess, is it a little different? They won in 5, so it ultimately doesn't matter. But just to see the performances of it, like, is it a little different if LeBron flips the finals with the Heat and the Thunder, and like, okay, or the Heat and the Spurs, the Thunder and the Spurs, chat, we'll get it right. The Thunder and the Spurs, where they win the first final against the Spurs, and they play that younger Thunder's team with the finals win under their belt already. But still, you got prime LeBron and prime Wade at this stage of their careers, and to be at this, like, as impressive as it was for Shea in that team to take down the Nuggets team in 7 games and to take down Jokic, that team and the players that Jokic have, it's just not, I think, as powerful as a LeBron-Wade combination at the peak of their powers. Again, the advanced stats, Jokic might be as dominant in the advanced stats as both those guys together. But I would still rather take, hot take, I would still rather take LeBron and Wade, 2012 LeBron and Wade, over 25 Jokic and Jamal Murray. It's a good conversation. Jokic is a great player. Maybe if you think, okay, what's the rest of the team look like? Is Jamal Murray giving me those good scores? Like Wade versus Murray in the playoffs, does Murray have the ability to have those scoring performances? For sure. But still, it's Wade, it's LeBron. Like, I'm still taking that combo with what they showed this year. But regardless, what Westbrook and Durant were able to do in this finals, going toe-to-toe with them at that level, is just really impressive stuff, chat, for them at their, like, you don't even realize that Durant is almost, and he was in the league for a handful of years. Like, I guess he's not, rookie Tatum at this point. He is, he's at his 4th year, chat. He's getting there. He is getting there. He's still in the initial contract even, probably. Let's see here. 2011, 2012. I guess he's in his 5th season. So, yeah, 4 seasons under his belt at that point. 2nd in MVP voting. Wins the MVP in, his 7th season in the league. But 28 points. He's 30 points a game, 27 points a game in 23 seasons in a row, leading the league in scoring. So, just that peak, just insane. Durant going crazy. 49% from the field this year. 49% from the field. 38% from 3 is nuts. Let's see here, chat. The rest of the team as well, too. Let's look for Westbrook and Harden. 31-33. Who called the timeout? I don't know. Probably the Heat. Oh, no. Okay. Oklahoma City, chat. Hey, yo. But, and the lockout shortened season as well, too. But, you got Westbrook, 12th in MVP voting, 23 a game. Lower on the assists and rebounds. This is before Westbrook started hunting the rebounds as well, too. Durant out-rebounding Westbrook for a season is kind of crazy. Even Serge Ibaka as well, too, honestly. But James Harden at 16 a game. And he was the 6th man of the year this year. But 16 a game, 4 rebounds, 49% from the field, 39% from 3, chat. Hey, yo. Early Harden. Deadly. Hey, yo, pause. Deadly in the regular season. But they go Mavs, Lakers, Spurs. So Dirk, Kobe, Tim Duncan. Just boom, boom, boom. Right to the playoffs. And then LeBron in the finals as well, too. So it's an insane run. Definitely tested, chat. Legendary teams. I mean, the Spurs team as well, too. Like, I mean, the Mavs team that just won the finals, even though a little bit different of a team as well. The Spurs team that would go on to win the finals. But they're right there. And, obviously the Harden trade was a big deal. But there was some injury stuff as well, too, that held him back. Like with the Ibaka injury in one of the Spurs playoff series. And then, ultimately Durant leaving, of course, is the biggest reason why they, I think, changed as a franchise, of course. even more so than the Harden trade itself. Because, I mean, they were up 3-1, of course, without James Harden against the Warriors, that historic Warriors team, and could have definitely won that series. And if they run that team back, could have definitely have won the finals the next year as well, too. Because, again, you don't have Durant on the Warriors, so they're not competing. It's not like Durant's competing against himself in that version of the team, though. 2025 with AI. Imagine, chat, the Warriors signed AI Kevin Durant. Now it's like, wait a second. Real Kevin Durant's on Oklahoma City, but AI Kevin Durant's on the Warriors? What's going on? The Warriors, Silicon Valley over there, chat. They would be one of the teams maybe most likely to run the prototype of that type of move. So no 40-point game from Westbrook here. A lot of dribbling. Chris Bosh switched out onto him. Hey, yo, let Perk cook. The funniest thing is when they, because it's not even that they run the plays for Perk. It's that when Perk gets the ball, too, they actually clear out for Perk. They're like, Perk is going to cook. We're going to let Perk post up. He's going to run a play. He's going to get some points. But, hey, you know, you got to give the guy his props for commanding that kind of respect, I guess. Was he just the veteran bully in the locker room? Like, these kids got to give me my shots. Hey, yo, pause. But, whoa, what are we talking about? But there's Derek Fisher as well, too, Chad. Speaking of Derek Fisher, still hanging around. Number 37. That's how you know you've really entered that phase of your career. You just have to take the random number. It's like, wait, I was still good. I used to just wear normal numbers at one point. Now I'm number 37. But that's Derek Fisher's commitment to the game as well, too. It doesn't matter the number. Hey, yo, chap. I think we got to be careful when saying that. We're talking about Derek Fisher. But for the jerseys, does not... He's like, I don't care. 37? Let's go, chat. Let's go. Perk. Oh! The free throw bounces in. A 1-point game. 1-point lead for the Thunder. 36-35. Here we go, chat. Should we lock in as the game intensifies? Chat. Who doesn't love the Rem and Sam Classics channel? See, we're making our case again. Pluto. This would be in our programming right here for this week. We'd be prepping for the finals with old playoff games from the Thunder and the Pacers. I mean, I guess they've been, doing a good job of that anyways. And make no mistake, they probably will. But I'm just saying, we'd be in lockstep with them, Chad. You think it's a good idea to run finals games? Thunder Heat? So do we. We want to see Durant versus LeBron classic games all the time. Maybe we just run Warriors Cavs as just an extension of that. Just that 2018 game one. And just say, well, Durant used to play on the Thunder and the Thunder in the finals, so that's enough. And LeBron used to play against the Pacers in the playoffs, and now he's in this series, so that's enough as well. I think LeBron played against everybody in the East, so it just doesn't matter who makes the finals. Just LeBron classic games for Pluto. The Rem and Sam Classics channel is what it is. See, the problem is the Rem and Sam Classics channel, do we have to get our own rights for the games? Or do we have the access? Are they giving us the access to the libraries at the channel? And then we just get to kind of choose our programming at that point. Because then, of course, we'd really get to shine. But if we have to buy the rights to the games, it's going to be like, okay, well, it's going to be a lot of this one game at first. What's the budget? Do we pay for like 12 low-key regular season games or one really good finals game? It's like, well, okay, it's going to be you're really going to have to study the tape. But guess what? Game 4, it's going to be game 4. It's going to be an electric game to go back and rewatch. But, yeah, mainly those three guys. Otherwise, Perkins, Cephalosha, Nick Collison was 7th in minutes per game on this team. So, Nick Collison is like I guess we didn't quite get enough bench guys. So, Nick Collison, can you step up and play a couple minutes? And you still have, of course, the trio to carry your team. If Durant's scoring 30 a game, you don't need a 7th man, chat. Who cares what your 7th man is? You're not even focused about that. You're like, we've got the best young trio in NBA history. This is perfect. Because I guess if we were looking at the Lakers from the 80s, Chad, of course, when they get Magic and Kareem, but you're getting Kareem as a veteran. So, if Chet was in year 12 when they got Shea, or year 9, then it's, a different sort of future outlook. And, with the way Kareem's career played out as well, too, he had a second career in LA. It was basically, when they drafted Magic, it's basically starting from scratch with Magic and Kareem. You just don't really realize that, Kareem's going to play another decade plus as well, too. But, again, to have all the guys on the younger timeline at the same time, and that there is also that figuring out element aspect of it as well too. So you get the young guys that just can break. Like Magic, of course, obviously was able to ascend without Kareem in the finals and as a rookie, and that's why it's so historic. But he still did have Kareem the entire season, and I'm sure if we went back and looked, I think Kareem was cooking in that finals. Make no mistake, chat, and I'm sure had some big playoff moments to help get him there as well too. Make no mistake, but. Yeah, again, like the Thunder, Durant, Westbrook, all just, Harden, just back-to-back-to-back drafts. Same timeline. Maybe, honestly, like the 60s Celtics would be the best version of it as well, too. Like, I feel like Kuzi was in the league for a little bit, though, when Russell got into the league. So Kuzi got into the league at 51. Yeah, was Russell like 58 or 57, Chad? So it's even a little bit different. Like if 57, 58 was Russell's first season, I mean, Kuzi was already the MVP of the league at that point. He had like a decade's worth of all NBAs under his belt. So from 50 to 56, 19, 7, and 6. Underrated rebounder, chat. 9 assists a game for Kuzi. I mean, put Kuzi in the modern NBA. Look at this, chat. The field goal percentage, who cares? He's fine. 37% for his career. Perfect. Efficient for back in the day, honestly. Retired for half a decade, then just played 7 games at 41 for Cincinnati. I mean, just a legend, chat. What a legend. I mean, how many packs of cigarettes did he smoke between those several year breaks? It doesn't matter. You just jog back out there, try it again. It is what it is. I mean, there's even a 9.5 assist here game in 59, 56. When you bring in Bill Russell, probably going to get a couple of more assists a game. Did not win Rookie of the Year, chat. The year that he was in the year he got drafted, though he was an All-Star. But again, the team was set up. So I mean, did they have a ring already? Okay, yeah. So they needed Russell to get. Kuzi needed Russell to win a ring. Kuzi, chat, couldn't win the big one by himself. Pause. But had multiple years of leading the playoffs and scoring, anyways. Like, let's see. Who else was on, like, the 52, 53 Boston Celtics before Bill Russell got there? People don't talk about that, chat. Bill Russell, good situation. Team, built a little bit. Ed McCauley, 3 All-Stars, chat. Bill Sharman, Ed McCauley, and Bob Cousy. So, obviously they become an even more legendary, great team. So, really, I mean, we make excuses about free agency and how they were able to keep the team together. And it definitely is a part of it. But also, they just did one of the best jobs ever of actually assembling a team and acquiring talent and putting the pieces together. And it worked out to have the best championship dominant run that we've had so far. So, but again, some of the pieces were already in place before Russell got there as well too, though the championships definitely started with Russell. So this is definitely, several of the unique situations. Maybe like Olajuwon and Samson, but again, that's like duo. So the difference between like a duo and a trio, are we being a little picky with the one guy into the core sort of mix to make the argument? But regardless, it makes it more of a full team sort of ordeal when you have the third guy in the mix. So, of course, they haven't stopped LeBron attacking yet, chat. Durant, I think maybe his defense is the one thing that continues to improve the most as well. Because, like we said, obviously the scoring number is the highest. It's he said his peak scoring number days. The efficiency goes up in Golden State. I mean, as you would imagine, with there being he's playing next to Steph and Clay as well too. But I mean, you would think maybe in Golden State he'd maybe even challenge that drive just a little bit more efficiently. I think LeBron probably still wins at the end of the day, chat. Wouldn't be shocking there. But 50 seconds left. You got Durant with a 13-pointer in the first half for this one. Westbrook, the little quick into the lane jump shot. I think a classic little Westbrook take there. That bully ball and that quick turn into the paint for that pull-up jumper. 38 seconds left, chat. Hey, yo. Halftime winding down. 1-point game. Intense first half here in the rerun. Dwayne Wade with Westbrook on him. Back to... Oh, yeah. Is that Battier, chat? I would say that's not the player who shall not be named. We won't look up his basketball reference. I don't know if he's on the Heat yet this year. Does he get to the Heat the next season? Maybe we just look up the Heat roster, chat. We'll see if his name is on here or not. But Battier, clutch 3, puts him up 4. Do the Thunder get the last bucket here at the half, chat? It's Westbrook. Oh, they do! Westbrook, the pull-up 3 over 2 guys. LeBron takes the hurried shot at the end of the buzzer. They don't call the foul. LeBron trying to draw the foul, just barreling down the court. Whoa, Bob McAdoo's an assistant coach on the 2012 Heat, chat? I didn't know that. Bob McAdoo hanging out there? You learn something new every day. So, yeah, chat, the nameless player is not on this roster yet. Shout out. Or no shout out. AO. But we've got one more half to go, chat, of the historic basketball rewatch night. Revisiting the old finals games. We'll knock this out quickly, chat. Don't worry. It's fun watching old basketball games. We're having a good time. So stay tuned. We'll be back, chat. Second half right after this. Okay, here we go, chat. Second half is underway, and they said going into this half that Durant had 4 consecutive halves of 20 or more points in playoff basketball. So, I mean, we're full Durant scoring mode here as we enter this moment in the NBA Finals. But again, the Heat, it's with the way we look back at the history, it's not like you wouldn't say necessarily the Heat stepped up in the moment. I mean, you would, but it implies sort of a different type of thing as them being the top team stepping up. But still, again, they had to... The Thunder... Basketball. Absolutely, chat. They really got the highest level of LeBron and Wade. And not the highest level of LeBron we've ever seen in a finals. I think maybe, of course, some of the games that he was playing in those Cavs teams were insane. 2016, the Game 1, 2018 finals. Just some individual performances. But the totality of the battle as well too. Because I guess, I guess maybe the evenness of it as well too. Because 2018, like outside of that game one, a little mismatched. 2016, it really does at the end there go into LeBron and Kyrie versus Steph and Clay and those guys. But it never feels like we got the full, like we definitely got the LeBron and Kyrie 40-point game, but it never feels like we got the full on just LeBron and Kyrie and, everybody goes for like 30 plus in those type of games. Like, did we have a game in the finals where all four of those guys, and 30 plus may be a little high of a standard, but do we have a game in the finals where all four of those guys went to like 25 plus in a game? I mean, it definitely happened, but you could have seen maybe one like Clay hovering in the 22 for one of the, maybe Kyrie was in, and impactful, like the moments when they hit the shots, like that's the stuff that matters, of course. But like I said, the scoring performances from all of the guys in this series were absolutely insane throughout, except for Cephalosha, chat. I don't know what Cephalosha's number was like in some of these games as well too. We go back and look through the Cephalosha box score. Okay, chat. So they're running Battier. Is that Chalmers? Yeah, okay, Chalmers, Battier, the big three, of course. Yeah, it was a classic Heat's lineup here to start the third quarter. Wade attacking, chat. Oh, they leave LeBron open for three. He takes that in 2025. His three-point shooting, of course, has gotten up near into the 40% range almost later in his career. So, I mean, he makes the play 2 of 3 in the corner. I mean, of course, as a passer, he could still be moving it around in 2025. But, I mean, that type of three right there, maybe it's just style of play as well, too, where he's thinking maybe that's not the most ideal look. But he would definitely heat check mode, him taking a three in certain spots. And, obviously Miami was not crazy by all means, chat. It did feel like, I guess, maybe him picking his heat checky three moments still feel pretty similar to now versus then. But here we go. So is it Cephalosha on LeBron? Hey, yo, Chad, he gets the stop there. Forces LeBron into the little step back. And then on the other end gets the layup. Oh, LeBron, keep up. Who would have thought Cephalosha, the LeBron mismatch? Maybe that's why they buried all these games in history, chat. They're like, we can't have this out there. Cephalosha cooking LeBron. The stop on one end, the transition bucket on the other. Here we go, chat. So they're starting with Cephalosha on LeBron. And, some of the pick and roll stuff as well, too, hasn't developed in the same way quite yet that it does in the next couple of years. Like, it is a lot, like, the way LeBron plays now, and even going into Cleveland, like, again, it really does shift with Steph there. And with the spacing of the league and all that stuff. But the way LeBron would then kind of sit at the top of the key, operate from the pick and roll, and dissect as a point guard, it's really here, of course, a lot of throw it to LeBron, high post, so LeBron at the elbow. LeBron's going to operate back to the basket or, operating bigger style pause in those type of ways. Because, like that last possession, they got him almost, top of the free throw line area and then running the play around him. Like, again, big power forward center step. So, even now he's moved back to kind of, but it's even more like a point center almost, where it's kind of a center defensively, and then offensively he can still. But now with Luka, of course, Luka can take more of the point responsibilities. But still, just LeBron as a player, capabilities and how you'd run stuff, he's still going to be a primary playmaker in the offense. But you got some Westbrook Ibaka pick and pop action there. I guess Ibaka was kind of an early pick and pop sort of guy. You see him operating out of the mid range, I think, in that shot there, and then mostly in this finals. I think it kind of, post Harden, chat, is kind of when he starts to do, and really at the end of his Thunder run, and then more so when he goes into, I think, the Raptors, is when the 3-point stuff is really a focus for him. But you think about Wade as well, too. Wade, do we have to go modern chat GPT for Wade? Like, I don't know if it changes some of the overall stuff too drastically, but stylistically, him and pick and roll. And I guess like we've said before, but just the way that the modern NBA operates, like you put any primary ball handler from NBA history, it's like, okay, spacing and stuff. It's just such a great time for, creators chat to be, hey, yo, but for the NBA as well, too. It's just such a great time for creators to be playing because the spacing and stuff is just figured out in a great way. So, but if you put Wade even, a decade up, Wade in the 2013 draft, how does that change? He would be year 12 right now, so we could have quite a full a good scope of the Chat GPT hypothetical career. So that would make him a rookie in these years that they're competing in the finals. It makes the Wade LeBron thing a lot easier. He's not really friends with LeBron, or he can't be like a friend with Bronny either at this point, because it's just he's kind of sitting in the middle between both generations. So he kind of is left off the banana boat if he's in the 2013 draft. But maybe for his career and the three-point shooting of it, but the pick and roll stuff as well too. Like Wade in the pick and roll, and then his ability to attack downhill and slash and stuff could have been really fun. Put some three-point shooters around him, chat. Could have not been bad either. And there's a little bit of that with bringing Battier and Mike Miller in, and then the other nameless player as well too. And even Bosch, one of his great parts of his skill set was his ability to extend out the three-point range and to bring that early versatility. Early 2013, but bring that versatility into the front court as well too. Ooh, five straight scoring possessions for OKC, chat. Hey, starting to heat up here. Will it work out? Probably not. But Durant swooping, going right. The little banker, another Durant staple, chat. That little running swoop shot, just the 7-footer, the wingspan. He can't be stopped. Oh, it blocked on the other end. Now we see that early shot blocking impact as well too. And maybe that just goes to him moving around to the basket more, because with Ibaka, like he's not really a perimeter focused defender the same type of way. And you see him here in the third quarter, like as much as their starting lineup, of course, was Perkins as well too, with a more center traditional guy in there and maybe some more old school tendencies. Like, I mean, we've got Bosch at the 5 here. We've got Ibaka at the 5 for the Thunder. Like, again, we still haven't had Curry in the three-point revolution fully yet. But this is basically modern NBA. This is basically 2025 lineups here. The Thunder have Westbrook, Cephalosha. Is Harden out on the court right now? So no Harden on the court. I guess, best lineup they got. James Harden. Who's the wing out there for him right now, chat? Here, let me go to the box score and see who this would be. Is it maybe Harden is in the game, chat. Why does that not look like Harden, chat? Oh no, there he is. He's on the bench. Who is this? Is it Perk? Am I tweaking? Is Perk just in the game? Is Perk just looking athletic right now, chat? But you would run. Okay, so Perk is in the game. I guess we'll see then what they go with. Does Scotty Perk only does play 27 minutes? You get Harden at 36. But I guess the point being is the seeds of those lineups are in place. And again, Perk's minutes probably at the end of the game are going to be a little weird. But that'll be interesting, I guess, to see here what types of lineups they do run. I guess maybe we should rephrase and say more of the capabilities of so I guess, we could look into any team and go, here's what the modern version of the lineup looks like. But if you're running Durant or Ibaka and Durant, and then Cephalosha, Harden, and Westbrook versus Bosch, LeBron, or like Bosch, Battier, LeBron, Wade, Chalmers, and then, Mike Miller only with 3 minutes in this game, chat. So thankfully, we don't have to watch the villain himself for too much in this game, I guess. Another reason we were able to, is this why we picked this game? Only 3 minutes for Mike Miller in this one. Chat. Take both your shoes off, Mike Miller. You won't need them tonight. It is what it is. But, Wade misses the 3 there, chat. Westbrook in transition. Does he get the charge? Speaking of out of control, Battier, chat. He's always good for an energy play. Durant is off the court at this point with 5 minutes left in the third. So Westbrook leading the team up 6. Is this sort of a pivotal moment here? Do the Heat make a little bit of a push back in? Because the Heat still have all 3 of their main guys in the court. They've got LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. With Battier, I guess, well, so, essentially their starting lineup is on the court at this point. And Westbrook goes to the bench. So the Heat continue to not make changes as well, too. I mean, and the Heat's depth this course at this point was always a question. So then just sticking with these lineups in the second half is not necessarily too surprising. Oh, chat, and speaking of Jalen Rose, they've got his tweets, I guess, on the bottom line. So shout out. Still getting a Jalen Rose appearance in 2012. Love to see it. Oh, Derek Fisher with the 4-point play. Oh, bruh. You hate to see it. But without Durant, Westbrook, chat, yeah, as Mike Breen just said on the broadcast. So this is really a Harden takeover moment. Harden, Derek Fisher, and Kendrick Perkins against the Miami Heat's big 3, and Derek Fisher gets the 4-point play. The type of plays to carry him, chat. Oh, this fourth quarter is going to be another brutal, just the wrong team gets the win. Both times. Reggie Miller had the lead in the first, and maybe in this one we actually were kind of, again, rooting for not rooting for the Heat, but just in denial about the Thunder taking the West from the Spurs, and we was like, okay, well, maybe we don't want the super team to win, but is it more beneficial for the Spurs for the East team to win? Is that how we have to think about it? And then really, the Spurs can be viewed as the top dog in the West still going forward. LeBron swooping in. So I mean, of course, well, his bag was great, but I mean, you see even his bag just going to Cleveland as well, too. Felt like it really took a step forward. And that's why his Cleveland years are so special, because you get that mix of skill, athleticism, and power just kind of all blended into one player. And then, even some of those early LA days, but they just weren't able to have the playoff pushes outside of the bubble year the same way. But in Miami, of course, he's still a little, attacking heavy. Like I say, some of the offensive stuff, I don't know, is perfectly designed for the way for him to play as well, too. So that's another advantage of playing for 25 years in the league, chat, is you can play long enough for the league to just, for styles of plays, for it to shift. You're like, oh, well, now it's perfect. Now it's great. So I guess, like any player, he could have not aged properly with the league and could have been out. But it's like, no, again, with the spacing and the creating and his ability to just use his power and attack downhill, like, it turns out it's actually perfect for him and, the 2020s and the 20-teens and all that. And, Perk was on, of course, the Celtics and the Thunder that made the final. So is Perk a little Karl Towns' chat, where it's like multiple teams making the finals? Oh, and missing the free throw right there. Where was Perk drafted at, chat? I feel like, wasn't Perk straight out of high school? Like, I feel like he had some okay, 27th in the draft. Yeah, he didn't go to college, chat, I guess, for the basketball portion of it as well, too. We know a lot of guys, they're not going for college for the degrees. I mean, all right, who is going to college for the degree, honestly? But 03 draft. Oh, so Perk is the 4th best player in the 03 draft, chat. I guess, Barbosa, Josh Howard, David West. Okay, yeah, Boris Dio. Some other good names in the 03 draft for sure. So, wait, where is he at actually in scoring? David West, Perkins, chat. 23rd in the class in scoring. Michael Pietrus, Matt Bonner, TJ Ford, Travis Ella, Nick Collison, Steve Blake, Zaza Pachulia. All these guys with more career points than Kendrick Perkins from this class, chat. So who did Perk outscore? Carlos Delfino, James Jones, Harvis Hayes, Jason Capono, Dante Jones. Hey, yo, chat. Shout out. Darko. Whoa, Luke Walton, Marcus Banks. Okay, definitely not the most stacked list of names on this. Perk is the cutoff. Hey, yo, chat. Is the 03 draft stacked or not? Where does Perk go in the 03 redraft? I mean, to be honest, like, some of the points, him versus Travis Outlaw, chat, you can make the case. It's Perk. It's fine. Give Perk the spot. The Travis Outlaw's media career versus Perk's media career, just fine. I mean, honestly, Perk or Kurt Heinrich, I don't know. Kurt Heinrich's kind of a baller, though. That would be an interesting one. I don't know if the Thunder specifically would have traded Perk for Kurt Heinrich, but could you have played Kurt Heinrich, Westbrook, Harden, Encephalosha altogether with Durant, or Durant, Ibaka, Westbrook, Harden, and Kurt Heinrich, chat? Would that lineup have won the title instead of Perk? Who knows? I don't know if it's that big of a swing, but it is a little more deadly offensively, and there is a perimeter 3-point shooting thing that's happening there a little bit more as well too. Kurt Heinrich playing off of Durant and Westbrook and Harden. That could actually be pretty nuts, chat. Maybe Sam Presti could have used a little time machine phone call from the Room to Sam pod. Maybe another thing we need to change. Oh, is that our next Chat GPT question, chat? What if the Thunder had traded Kirk Heinrich for Kendrick Perkins for Kirk Heinrich? Would they have won the title? Let's see. Should we ask Chat GPT just what? Okay, chat. Let me see if I can workshop this question here on the fly. Like what trade for Kendrick Perkins could have won the Thunder the title? Does that make sense? What could the Thunder have? Okay, wait a second. Oh, so we got to specify the Thunder. What could the Thunder have gotten for Kendrick Perkins? Oh, shout out Perk chat. Kendrick Perkins that could have. Do we go the 2012 season specifically? Could have won. Yeah, I guess over the Heat. Why not, chat? Take a title away from the LeBron. Make the GOAT case even more difficult. What could have the Thunder? What could the Thunder have gotten for Kendrick Perkins that could have? Oh, I guess chat could have won. Not won. Could have won them the title over the Heat. Is there a trade they could have made, chat? Is ChatGPT this smart? Kendrick Perkins was acquired for Jeff Green. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, hypothetical trade options. Perkins for Gortat. Chat, is that going to win him the finals? So why it might have worked. Gortat was mobile and skilled. I guess also, do they keep James Harden? Oh, I guess, but we're going in the 2011-2012 window. Okay, chat. So let's go back to Perk's career here real quick and see his Thunder run. What was the timeline for Perk's career? Boston in 03 to 09. 10 a game, chat. In 09, 010. Oh, 29 games for Perk. Shout out. But, wait, that's the season before. So 78 games, 10 a game. 8 a game the season before that. So, Perk impactful there a couple years, chat. But 8 seasons on the Celtics and then 5 seasons on the Thunder. So they traded for him the season before in the 2010-2012 season. And then, so they would have traded him, I guess, in the 2011. So maybe, can they trade him again at that deadline or trade him in the offseason maybe? I don't know, Chad. It's a quick turnaround for Perk on the Thunder in this case. I guess maybe does that hurt the value. But Gortat could have defended pick and rolls better. That would have been interesting, Chad. Gortat? So they have to trade Perkins and like a first round. Phoenix was rebuilding and may have taken Perkins and a pick or Lamb. I guess we didn't see Jeremy Lamb crack the rotation there. So Perkins and Jeremy Lamb for Gortat, that might have worked, chat. That might have worked, honestly. Gortat, Channing Frye, Ersan Ilyasova, Antoine Jameson in 2011. I don't know about that. Channing Frye, though, I mean, the Cavs were still trading for him in 2015 or whatever. So, I mean, he was on the Cavs team that won the title, was he not? Let's see here, Jet. Channing Frye in 2011. When was that Channing Frye Phoenix Suns run? I don't know what his highest point per game years would have been. 11 to 12 range. Okay, so New York the first 2 seasons, Portland the next 2, Phoenix the next 4 or 5. But there was a medical he didn't play in 2012-13. So I guess the season, 11-12, Chad, he was 10 a game. And then the next season they wouldn't have had him. But 34% for 3 that year. 39% from 3 the year before would have been obviously the better year to have. So who knows? His 3-point shooting continues. But with the dip, chat, maybe that's why ChatGPT thinks he's available. Who knows? Obviously, I think Ilyasova, Channing Frye, speaking of the media career, is Channing Frye just a little more popular than Ersan Ilyasova? And Ilyasova obviously makes me think of Zaza Pachulia. So we don't want that. But even modest spacing might have unclogged the Thunder's half-court woes. Hey, yo, chat. Al Jefferson. Whoa, so Perk with post moves. Al Jefferson. Utah going younger with Favors and Cantor. Jefferson's defense wasn't much better, but yeah, his ability to just at least get him a bucket would have, been fun there as well too. Or a 3-team trade to land a wing or something. So Perkins and picks in a 3-team trade. They get Iguodala or Luol Deng or Monte Ellis. Ooh, that could have been fun. Monte Ellis and Westbrook. Again, not a lot of spacing, but it's 2012, so who cares? And that's pretty athletic. That's fun. A more dynamic wing to help check LeBron and Wade. Or relieve Harden. Harden, Westbrook, and Monte Ellis. And Durant. I think maybe Monte Ellis gets a little too alpha-y in the Westbrook situation. That there may be a little too much alpha there with Westbrook and Monte Ellis in late-game situations, determining who's going to conduct the offense. But the idea of that is fun. And Iguodala as well, too, joining that Thunder team instead of the Warriors team is a fun what-if. The perfect world upgrade. Paul Millsap. That would be fun, chat. Paul Millsap. The Thunder. Why the Thunder didn't trade him. Loyalty and perception. Front office and Scott Brooks valued Perkins' experience and leadership. They were hesitant to disrupt team chemistry as well, too, chat. Oh, Boris Diaw. I guess a ton of fun options they could have traded. Yeah, chat. But Tyson Chandler. An ideal version of what OKC wanted Perkins to be. Whoa, ChatGPT! Dropping a Kendrick Perkins diss track here with Tyson Chandler as the thing. But Paul Millsap would have been fun. I think Al Jefferson, Channing Frye. Gortat is just like the fun, most realistic one. But honestly, Paul Millsap might be the most fun option there, chat. You get a little bit of a bucket. You kind of split. Oh, I guess Monte Ellis was the other kind of fun one. Or Iguodala, but I don't know if that actually happens. To be honest, that might be a little too much. I don't know what they had to give up, though, to get Iguodala when the Warriors got him. Or I guess maybe the Nuggets are trading for him at this time as well, too. So maybe his value is a little bit more gettable. But Millsap would have been fun, chat. Let's check Millsap here, because I guess, like we just saw with the Al Jefferson part of it, so I guess they're calling up not Phil Millsap, Paul Millsap, chat. Hey, yo, shout out Paul Millsap. But 2007 to 2022, so the Anchorman. Speaking of Anchorman, is that going to be on the watch list here, chat? Maybe it is now after seeing this nickname. 2011-2012 season, he was 16 a game, 49% from the field. He was 53% from the field before that. A couple of 50% from the field seasons on a little bit lower usage for sure, but still a valuable bench guy. Absolutely, chat. So, you're kind of upgrading his role maybe on the Thunder, bringing him in as a center, using his scoring. Does he get a little, the problem with kind of a ball, if you're relying more on a post scorer, are you stopping more of the perimeter stuff that Durant and Westbrook are trying to do? Are you kind of contradicting yourself there? So if you go with Channing Frye or Gortat, you're getting a more defined role guy who is either getting a little more mobile on defense or the perimeter stuff with Channing Frye. So maybe Gortat is the winner, chat. Gortat or Luol Deng as well, too. Wait, what's option 2? So that's Jimmy Lane. Pau Gasol from the Lakers? I don't know if the Lakers would have traded anybody to the Thunder at that point. Anderson Varejao. So Gortat again. Gortat, Varejao, Lamb. Okay, how it changes the finals and what the title could have meant. I guess, chat, we'll go with response 1. We prefer this response. I guess if we have to improve the algorithm for better responses. So Gortat over Perk would have helped him win the finals. That's all it took, chat. They're like, what does it take? Just Gortat. Because Gortat, I don't know. I think, honestly, I get it, chat. His leadership, Gortat in 2008, the Polish Hammer or the Polish Machine. Pick a nickname. 15% from 3. Hey, yo, chat. What is he for his career here? 3 for 20? So he wasn't really taking too many crazy shots. But, yeah, I get the leadership, some of the finals experience with him being on the Celtics team. I mean, LeBron in the corner 3, chat. The Heat had the lead. So, having that on this young Thunder's team, I could definitely see being valuable. But 2011-12, he was 15 a game. His best scoring season. I mean, they would have gotten Gortat at the peak of his powers, and he was traded, the season before as well, too. So, I guess that trade would have happened anyways, but what would that trade have been, chat? Traded by Phoenix or Orlando for future considerations. Drafted by Phoenix. with the second pick. Traded by Orlando with Vince Carter and Michael Pietrus and cash and a first to the Phoenix Suns for Earl Clark, Jason Richardson, and Turkoglu. He was traded for Turkoglu with the first and a couple of contracts. So, a little bit of a interesting trade there. And then traded by Phoenix with Shannon Brown, Malcolm Lee, and Kendall Marshall to the Wizards for Emeka Okafor and a first-round pick, which became Tyler Enos, top 12 protected. Okay, chat. Third quarter is over in our rewatch game here. So wait, which game do we have our tab open here? Is it this one? Yeah. So third quarter is over, chat. Oh no, the fourth quarter is, and it was a little bit of a run there with Durant, Westbrook out of the game as you would expect. That flipped it. So Scotty Brooks' minutes, chat. His rotations. Oh wait, we're in game 4. Okay, we need to go back to game 3. Scotty Brooks' rotations flipped the game. Who would have thought that maybe, I guess, is this the time to talk about Tibbs, chat? Hey, yo, R.I.P. Tibbs. The Knicks moving on from their head coach and trying to change. The only thing I saw in their statement was, we are solely focused on winning championships. I was like, oh, yeah, well, I guess Tibbs, does that mean Tibbs is gone? I guess in this situation it does. Does that mean Jeff Van Gundy back to New York, chat? We'll see. Rick Brunson gets the upgraded job. I guess, is that the bigger question? Does Rick Brunson stay on as an assistant for whoever is there next? Does this mean the Spurs can hire Rick Brunson as an assistant coach and Jalen Brunson can now go to San Antonio in the future? Laying the groundwork, chat. I think this is the next steps in NBA. Back to the chat GPT. Can Rick Brunson go to the Spurs? But and Westbrook, chat. Can we get Westbrook to go to the Spurs? Honestly, we might have to just go back and watch, not even I guess they're not even old Westbrook games at this point. They're just past Westbrook games. But, we need to go back and watch some past Westbrook games. We need Westbrook on the Spurs. I want Westbrook in the Spurs all-time lineup. Again, current version of Westbrook, or do we get the all-time version? But you think, hey, all-time Russell Westbrook with all-time Ginobili and Tony Parker? We could use that injection of explosiveness in our all-time lineup. Chad, am I the only person thinking about signing Russell Westbrook because he could help our hypothetical all-time team? But hey, sometimes maybe that's why you need the guy in the office being like, what about the legacy? What about the pick and rolls and AI with Tim Duncan? How's that going to work out? So 69-71, chat. Hey, yo. Miami with the lead, but with the missed shot. Wade, again, thinking he could get the foul. So are they going to rely on Derek Fisher here in the fourth quarter? Speaking of veteran presence, chat. Harden, like we said, a little bit of a in and out finals for him here. Oh, Fisher, he's going to not be afraid anyways, taking the threes. But you got him out here, 10 minutes left, of course. You're going to run Harden. So James Harden, Nick Collison, Durant, Derek Fisher. Oh, chat, was that Battier again? Battier, oh no, James Jones! James Jones, this is why LeBron likes him so much. He just goes, that fourth quarter, James Jones was hitting all these three-pointers, got me this first ring. Oh, Derek Fisher, yeah, trying to take over, chat. You can't have that. Scotty Brooks, you got to sub Derek Fisher out, and you got to not sub Russell Westbrook out. You got to actually just probably sub Derek Fisher out for Russell Westbrook, honestly. Is probably the move. I don't know if we can look up what the foul situation was after 3 quarters here. Maybe Westbrook is a little bit in trouble. But regardless, he's now taken the corner 3. He's drove into the rim, trying to attack the basket. Durant is on the court. Haslam just swats him, chat. I mean, as you'd expect, Derek Fisher, not necessarily the guy that's going to elevate over the top of a center. That's for sure. So, maybe the floater is just insane floater game, chat. But also, I don't know if his floater was on 99. Pause. For his career either. There's the midi from Westbrook. It's money, chat. It's money. He's clutch. 8 for 18. Don't even look at the box score. It doesn't matter. He's going to get the jumpers when you want him to go. I mean, I guess this one does go down to the wire here, chat. So it's not like the Heat pulling away there a little bit was all that helpful. They're just going to have to outscore him bucket for bucket here at the end. LeBron, the creating, chat, to Wade. Oh, the turnover. Quick hands by the Heat. Harden, the lob. Durant, the dunk. Oh, Miami getting a little quiet, chat. 1 point game. Here we go. Spoelstra with the timeout. Okay, chat. Commercials? Do we have I guess we don't have commercials for 2012. I guess they haven't been popping up on the replay. But regardless, I don't know if we need to go back and revisit 2012 commercials. I guess 2012 is not a bad time. I don't know. You know, we haven't necessarily been totally recession-free this century, chat, in the 20s, the 2000s. But I don't know. Financially, were we all doing okay in 2012? You know, I think there's some definite things that we would go back and change. Or, I mean, you know, not go back and change, but there's definitely things from 2012 that we would, you know, be like, hey, can we have that back? But yeah, I think good times, chat. Remember all good times. Harden, oh, getting to the free throw line. It took all the way to the fourth quarter, chat. A rare occurrence. Here we go. Oh, wait, is he back? Harden just keeps going to the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. No, there we go. There's the free throw. So no perk like we were saying. I guess Derek Fisher becomes that fourth guy in a way. So you go Harden, Westbrook, Derek Fisher, Ibaka, and Durant? Or, you know, right now Nick Collison and Durant. But do you go Ibaka here the last 8 minutes? And then LeBron, Bosh, Wade, James Jones, and Mario Chalmers. So Battier, of course, still gives you the perimeter spacing, but oh, James Jones just airballed, so I imagine they'll check him out. Oh, and he just fouled. So he just got himself checked out by getting a dead ball situation. Let him get the layup so you can stay in the game, honestly. You don't want to foul. You don't want to stop play. Eric Spoelstra will take you out. That air ball was way off. So Mike Miller, Battier, James Jones. I mean, I guess they did have a little depth back in the day, chat. Pause. At least some perimeter options. Whoever can get hot. Did Durant block that? He might have blocked that, chat. James Jones, that's maybe why I needed to get revenge. He's like, well, if you can block my shot, I got yours. Feeling revenge, chat. But unfortunately, just 2 free throws for Durant. Ties the game up. Oh! Durant misses the second one, chat. So they still have a 1-point deficit here, 75-76. 7:45 left to go. Wade attacks. The Thunder have gotten a couple of strip steals here. The defense has definitely been more athletic and caused more chaos on their end. But the Heat were still able to get a couple of stops there. But Harden with the lefty finish. Just that classic drive, chat, right off the wing. That kind of straight line drive. Yeah, Van Gundy all over it, chat. Pause. Iconic. Early stuff for Harden. Locked in. Not a ton of field goals in this game. Oh, LeBron, chat. Bumped off of... Is that Collison? Yeah. You expect Collison's probably going to get a foul there. So is Collison out at this moment, or do they go with Collison to end the game? The OKC veteran. Over Serge Ibaka. Hey, yo, chat. A bold move by Scotty Brooks. Do they go Collison, Ibaka instead of Derek Fisher? Maybe that could have been the move. Play bigger. I mean, Fisher, again, clutch guy. You trust him as well, too. And also, again, proved himself unafraid. But maybe a little too unafraid. Maybe a little Marcus Smart-ish on this team. LeBron, the tough defense on Durant. Oh, YouTube! The ad break right before Durant is about to pull the jumper up on LeBron. You can see him sizing up. He's going for that classic hesitation. If he doesn't hesitate crossover, chat, I mean, this is why Durant would cross me right up. I think I'd read him and then, boom, perfect counter. He's got me. Okay, he hesitates. He drives. Oh, Bosh with the block by the left hand. Look, Durant going left, and Bosh gets the block, chat. Great defense. I don't remember how many all-defensive teams the man made in his career, but it doesn't matter. Oh, just straight up, chat. And Durant as well, too. I mean, the 7-footer, you know, Durant leaping, that's just that's a tough one to get to. But Bosh just straight up, no even head start on the run, on the jump. Just a straight flat-footed leap in the air, gets the high point and layup block. LeBron goes to the post. Oh! He fired that one too quick, Chad. He threw it right off of Bosch's hands. Bosch dropped it underneath the basket. I don't even know if that's on Bosch. LeBron just fired that one in from like 2 feet away. Pause, just too close. There we go. A nice soft pass into Wade. So he clearly likes Wade more. He's trying to make Bosch look bad. Wade with Derek Fisher posted on him. The Heat sending doubles on all these push-ups. And Wade just cannot keep control of his dribble, chat. Every time they've sent the double, he's basically spun and lost. It's worked. I don't know, how does Wade fix the strategy here, chat, down the stretch in order for them to get this win? Or the Thunder just miss a couple of shots? Missing shots on that possession there, chat? Hey, yo. But we got Wade at the point. Like we said, so Wade and Chalmers. And Battier is in the game. Okay, I was going to say, I imagine they closed the game with Battier. And, I mean, you know, Chalmers was important run guy for him here. In the run that they had as the point. As the, you know, we got to have a guy, the quote-unquote basketball stereotype of every. We have the point guard, the center, the power forward. So, you know, Chalmers has to be the quote-unquote point guard guy on the court. In 2025, they're like, oh, wait a second. We just play a wing? We can play Mike Miller and Shane Battier and LeBron and Wade, and LeBron can just be the point, and Wade can be the secondary creator, and we just put all these shooters. But again, you know, Chalmers' off-ball three-point shooting is pretty good, and he does give you a little extra creation movement stuff without that. Maybe Mike Miller, you know, Mike Miller's just taking the three when he gets the ball. You know, at least Chalmers does have a little bit more of a playmaking point guard mentality. In a way, but maybe some of the lineup versatility becomes even more unlocked as well too as the modern. Because again, even with like Spoelstra's a good coach, but you know, just wasn't necessarily with the league thinking that way. Wasn't necessarily experimenting that way with his lineups back in the day. So Wade with the foul on Perk, chat. The and one classic Wade sweep through. Perk, what's he think he gonna stop the Wade Euro step? No way. 19 of the last 20 on the free throws for Miami. Is Joey Crawford back reffing this game, chat? The two similarities, Derek Fisher and Joey Crawford, I think they basically did have the same careers, honestly. They might honestly be the same age. I think Derek Fisher had quite the career. Joey Crawford, I don't know when he started reffing in the NBA, but also, you know, shout out. Extensive career for our new favorite ref, chat, Joey Crawford. It is what it is. But here we go. LeBron one-on-one, or Wade one-on-one. Cephalosha, chat. Cephalosha on Wade. Harden on LeBron? Is that a switch? I guess we maybe were meant to talk about that earlier when we were talking about some of the stylistic stuff with LeBron on offense versus the Cavs and the Heat. But you think about the switching as well, too, from back in the day where, and I think maybe we did mention this as well too, chat, because like we were saying, you know, they're running a lot more of the plays again off from the primary ball handler, off ball plays. Oh, Harden, he's got Chalmers leaning though. He loses the dribble. Chalmers was stumbling, chat, on the verge of a highlight. LeBron gets the charge. Joey Crawford calls the foul. Joey Crawford is reffing the game. I mean, nobody else would call a charge with that. That's Joey Crawford, chat. That looks like Joey Crawford with the signal there. In transition, full speed. LeBron at the peak of his powers. Is he going to give that call to LeBron or Durant? Is Durant in the circle? No, yeah, Durant's sliding. Good call by Joey Crawford. He's sliding. He's leaning. He's trying to get in position. LeBron flying in, chat. Hey, yo. I mean, he's definitely, again, built sort of the powerhouse style game nowadays, so it's not like, even look at the stats, he's worst, but just him flying around the court, chat, it is crazy back in the day. And, you know, speaking of Pluto, they had the 2018, like I think we'd mentioned earlier in one of the live streams, the 2018 game on with him versus the Cavs. Actually, maybe we were watching that on one of the live streams, and just him, again, you get that peak sort of athleticism, but the flying around. And with the league moving into the spacing, LeBron operating in modern spacing as well, too, kind of in that time is, you know, just crazy stuff to watch, chat. So, like, right now, you see him, like, just every time he jumps, he's just jumping up and looking at the rim. Just eye level. Ooh, chat. I mean, him and Westbrook on the court at the same time is about as crazy of an athletic duo matchup that we've had in NBA history at any point, honestly. Even going forward as well, too. Like, it would have to be like Amen Thompson versus, is there even a guy in the East as well, too? Who are we not thinking of? Like, Amen Thompson versus Donovan Mitchell, chat? Donovan Mitchell's obviously a great athlete. But still, like, the main East guys right now, of course, are like Tatum when he's healthy. Yeah, obviously Giannis. Like, Amen Thompson versus Giannis, I guess, would have to actually be the finals for it to be the next most athletic finals. But then you have, in terms of the next most athletic guys, is Wade and Durant. Like, that's pretty good options as well, too. So, like we've said, the 1-2 historic on many levels. Oh, wait, or LeBron, always playmaking, chat. Always passing at the end of the shot clock and making his teammates do the work. Chalmers. He's going to have to, like, whoa, I'm panicking now. There's 2.5 seconds left. It's like, well, LeBron could have just taken the layup there. But he also scores 30 a game almost, so it's fine. He's LeBron. But that's the thing. Jordan was like, oh, no, I'll just take this. It's fine. So there we go, chat. We finally made the LeBron-Jordan comps. It had to happen. Kendrick Perkins versus Michael Jordan. That's the debate, chat. Obviously. Perkins or Jordan? Is the mic? Are we going, chat? Okay, I didn't know if we had a little mic or phone. I think we might have to replace the cord here, chat. We have a little cord stutter issue. Oh, this better be the last ad break, chat. Are they gonna like try to squeeze in pause like 3 or 4 ad breaks in the last couple of minutes here? This could be brutal. Don't screw us over, YouTube. Hey, yo, that's not going to happen. Okay, there we go. One ad, in and out. Durant, the spin. LeBron, the defense. Oh, Perk with the chance to tip in the rebound. So you do see Perk's potential, his physical imposingness in this Heat front line. Like, that would be a thing I think maybe interesting as well, too, in 2025 with different versions of LeBron. Like, we're saying point LeBron in the Cavs. Maybe he wasn't as focused on being a 5 back in those days. Like, they had to have, like, Anderson Varejao or Tristan Thompson or something on the court as well, too. But now with the Lakers, even with Davis, he was moving more to the 5 type stuff. So maybe there is a version of LeBron where, like, he's the one almost guarding Perk. And maybe we'd have to go back and watch more of the games. I'm sure it happened in the finals as well, too, with as much as these teams were playing their main guys. But maybe they're able to match the center matchup in that way, where instead of like Bosch or something, maybe, and Bosch maybe the more center guy. But I mean, him and LeBron are pretty similar, I think, height and stuff. So LeBron's strength against Perk, just stay in front of him. And, obviously if you're going to talk them into Perk trying to attack LeBron in some mismatches, that's not the worst thing in the world either. So we got Perk going to the free throw line here. Perk, not a bad free throw shooter, chat. You got to give him his credit. He does seem like one of those guys that could get stereotyped to be like a hack a Perk type of player. But no, that never really happened. I don't know if we look up career free throw percentage here, but they said in the playoffs going into this game here that he was 19 of 24. Oh, chat, Cephalosha just rips the ball from Wade at half court and takes it in for the layup. We under 2 minutes. Thunder down 3, chat. This can 1-1. The winner of this series takes a commanding 2-1 lead. A potential to turn the fate. Oh, Wade misses the pull-up, chat. Here we go. The Thunder can tie or 1-point game here. Westbrook attacks the midi. It goes. 1-point game with 1.5 minutes left. 85-86, chat. So I say 85-86. The Thunder have 85. Uh-oh, spoiler alert. We're looking at the score here. It is 91-85. So it's going to be a tough 90 seconds for our Oklahoma City fans in the chat as they witness their team not be able to get a bucket here. But we do get to see how the Thunder how the Heat are able to close them out here and take advantage of the finals. But we will say before we watch the last 90 seconds here, chat, the finals do start Thursday. We'll be here live for it. Usually, of course, a little Tuesday, Friday situation. And we'll still be here live Friday. There's stuff going on, chat. But we'll be here live Thursday for the finals as well, too. So Obviously you can subscribe for the YouTube to join us here for that. And the live streams go up on the podcast feeds as well too. So like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those different platforms, chat. You can find them linked over there. And of course, if you guys want to message us at RemingTonM on Instagram, the DMs are open there as well too. But Bosch getting to the free throw line, chat. 1:20 left. And Miami is up 1. So fouling? Is it Perk fouling? Oh, it's Cephalosha flying in on the help. Maybe they needed it to just stop the bucket. Make Bosch work for it. 3 for 12, yeah, chat. 8 points, but 11 rebounds. He is always Bosch is one of those, doesn't necessarily need to be playing. He doesn't necessarily need to be hitting shots or an impact. He's going to rebound. He's going to hustle. I mean, like, he proved just for his career. He was able to literally take a career step back in a way to go to the Heat and help assimilate into that team. So you think in the game as well, too? Like, he can also assimilate in the game and put the effort into rebounding and defense and stuff that you need him to continue to stay an impactful guy on the court. And is just always going to be a threat to be a impactful offensive player as well. So even though not able to have a great scoring night, still able to have a very good game in general. 88-85. Is it Westbrook? No, they get it to Durant. Durant doubled. Cephalosha in the corner, back to Durant. One-on-one versus LeBron. Goes back to that little runner. Falling to the baseline, his right hand. It's a shot you like him to get, and with LeBron one-on-one, it's honestly not bad. But great defense, forces the miss, the physicality. Couple of plays, chat. That's all it takes. A 3-point game here. LeBron, the midi, pulls up. Oh, off the back rim. So still a 3-point game. 45 seconds left. Westbrook, don't take a rush 3. You can see that happening. Back to Durant. Westbrook, the step back 3 in the corner. Oh, they force it back to Westbrook, chat. There we go. He's wide open. Oh, he missed, chat. That's a 3. A little bit lower. He was pretty open there, chat. So, oh, and they almost get the steal. Harden almost steals it on Durant or on LeBron, chat. Oh, he draws the foul, and those will be the free throws, I guess, that get him to 91 and make it a 5-point game and put it just out of reach. So great great defense by Harden there. Locking in, of course, known to be known to be a great defender when he locks in, but known to be a good defender when he locks in, chat, for sure. I mean, I don't think that's ever been a question. It's just been more of the effort, of course, over the course of his career. But you get Durant and Westbrook, chat, both having looks there to make key plays and just not quite able to getting it go. I mean, like we said, they really go battle him all the way down to the wire here. And just LeBron and Wade hit the couple of shots at the end of the game to make the difference. They go 2-1, and then the Lakers, the Heat, are able to close out the next 2 as well and win the series in 5. But, yeah, chat. Oh, here we go. We get the LeBron free throws. So it'll be a timeout for the Thunder. Do they just run the perk play at the end of the game as well, too? Their go-to play? It's really the only play that Scott Brooks has on his whiteboard. Otherwise, he just goes, okay, Durant, Westbrook, and Harden, you guys are free to do whatever you want. But I'm going to sit in the office and just cook up plays for perk. And then when we get out there, you guys run your pick and roll and do your thing. Maybe every once in a while, pass to Cephalosha in the corner for 3 to keep him entertained. But watch these off-ball, post-up plays, screens, get in position, pause for perk or deals. Running plays for perk. He's still out there, chat, is he? He is. Oh, they just throw it a turnover, chat. Hey, yo. Westbrook. It is what it is. Still go to the Spurs next year. We still want to have you. I guess Wemby has his number 1, so that's going to be a bit of a... Or no, wait. Westbrook's number 0, chat. I'm an idiot. Wait, did he wear number 1 this year? Or was he number 0? He was number 0 again on the Nuggets. Yeah, so be number 0 on the Spurs, chat. We're good. It's open. We're ready to... Or if somebody has it, I'm not thinking about it. Give it up. Westbrook, you deserve it. But Wade at the free throw line on the fouls to close this one out, chat. And LeBron to get his first title. The Finals MVP, Wade. The legacy continues in Miami. And, of course, the only time that this Thunder's core is actually able to make it this far in the playoffs, Chad. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. I mean, do they throw it out of bounds again? No. LeBron just dribbles it out of bounds. It is what it is. Okay, Chad. They dribbled out the clock. So do we. Pause. It is what it is. So, yeah, we're here on the YouTube for the finals. Game 1. The message is on Rem and Sam. DM us. The messages are open. Stay here to the YouTube and the podcast feasible. We covered it already, chat. So, yeah, we'll be back Thursday. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Pluto TV, there's more classic channel basketball. Get the homework, chat. Watch more classic.